Alright, let's get into it, shall we? We'll just play a game of AFL 23 while we're waiting for the game to start. It starts in about 24 minutes, so yeah, I thought I'd just get into this, just play a game of this while I was waiting. Yeah, play Melbourne. Yeah. Alright. Cool. And who won the toss? I don't know who won the toss. Okay, Carlton won the toss apparently.
Big roar as the umpire holds the footy aloft. Gawn wins the first tap. He's not one to take a backward step. This is promising. Papley, strong grab.
Tommy Papley takes the mark.
Chances can often beat the difference.
I think that's going to come up short. May wins it back. Great mark. Petty. He's generally a good kick. Rivers presents in space. Can anyone get to the drop zone? Lloyd takes an excellent grab. They'll contest in the centre square. Mills uses the body well. Goes very wide. Quality delivery by foot.
Lloyd goes long with the kick to Reed.
Parker got to the right position and hung on. Good kick. That's not a mark. He's been dispossessed. May didn't need to be asked twice. Papley within range
stolen.
Can make them pay.
If he can nail this first shot at goal, he might just be in for a big day.
He doesn't miss many of these, and he hasn't missed that one.
Showing exactly why they want the ball in his hands.
The Swans off to a good start. The big men fly. Petrarca fighting hard. Oliver running in support. Clever kick. That's a bit of a waste. Dishes it off. Warner in the right spot. Under pressure. This is promising. He's wriggled clear. Good build up. They might be caught out on the turnover. Is anyone home? Time for the Crummers to go to work. Rampy only knows one way.
Oh no.
Somehow
oh wait, they're not paid? Oh, I thought it was paid for a minute. I was like, oh shit, that's fucking
should be on the board with
that's AFL fucking thing for you.
Finds himself in space. Looks good.
No.
He steered it through.
Perhaps a bit fortunate with the free kick, but he went back and made the most of it.
The Demons have opened their account. Gawn with a deft tap. Petrarca, a model of consistency. Neil Bullen can run, and that's a great hand pass. It's no place for the faint-hearted. Met solidly. That was a brilliant tackle. Oh, they're hitting in hard. The two big men do battle. Petrarca on the same page as his ruck. A good kick here, and they'll be in business. Away he goes. Normally delivers. Lloyd, great hands there. Onto the non-preferred. Honours the lead. Doesn't often waste it. Parker has found some space. Who's at home? Petty wins the contest and can relieve the pressure. Sees something he likes. He's made a hot start to this match. Hayward read that one right off the boot. They'll bide their time.
Great little drilling kick.
At half forward. That'll be play on. Kicking for his first. Let's call it a
Badwa.
Just a question of whether the lead will be 6 points or 1.
Drop punt.
Beautiful.
That'll be a goal. Never in doubt.
I feel better now they're in front and getting some reward on the scoreboard.
Good match so far. Punch clear. Petrarca leading by example. Got to go quick.
Oh, he dropped it. That was on the ball.
It's a hot footy today.
He's off. That's skillful. Reed in some space.
Good find.
Lowers the eyes. That didn't travel far enough. Throws it on the boot. The Swans moving the ball well.
Right on the siren at quarter time.
This should not be
Bang.
a problem. And
What a finish.
He could have a bag in the offing if the delivery continues to be that good.
The Swans with the early advantage. They're up and about, but the challenge will come. Gary Lyon is here. Gaz, what are your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
The Swans deserve the lead they were able to achieve in that first term, but I still feel there's plenty of room for improvement. If they can maintain their work ethic and be efficient with ball in hand, then the task will be significant for the opposition.
Thanks, Gary. As we get going again, Gawn wins it. It's a tough game. Petrarca into the action again already. McCartan is like the Rock of Gibraltar. That's good vision. Fox with a chance to relieve the pressure. He's been busy so far.
Shit kick. Oh, he dropped it.
Gathers. Langdon. Great
good
play.
play,
Petrarca. Here's real danger now. Takes the responsibility. Just needs to finish. Finish he does.
You turn the ball over there, you've got to expect to pay the price.
One straight kick the difference. Gawn wins it. Viney rolling the sleeves up. Gets his hands on it early. Good for the confidence. I've liked his game today. Rampy at close quarters. Knew the tackle was coming. He's set upon. The Swans might be in a spot of bother. Alarm bells are ringing.
Brayshaw's going to kick this.
Going at his first, and he's got it.
Shit.
That's what happens when you leave players in space inside 50. It's going to hurt you on the scoreboard.
Back on terms again. Gawn smashes it out of there. Viney, Neil Bullen. What can he do with it? McCartan is a rock in defence, wanting to get on with the job.
Good
Ignoring
find,
the corridor for
find.
now. Lloyd, dangerous to leave on his own. Happy to be patient and wait for an opening. They've given it up. Good hands. Petrarca can run and carry. The defenders will be nervous. Gawn had his name written all over it. Nice little give.
No.
Brown.
That was
Can
touch.
he get a kick away? Fridge with a chance if he can steady.
No way.
He's
He kicked
got
it into his man on the mark
When that first one
twice.
goes from the middle,
Give me in front of him twice.
in
That's
your
funny
mind,
as well.
niggling little doubts and anxieties.
The Demons in front now. Look at him go. Brayshaw under pressure. Couldn't get a disposal. Terrific tackle.
That's holding the footy.
Good use of hands. Oliver in some space now. The Swans guarding the corridor. Pickett charges on.
Oh my God, I'm on fire at the
McDonald
moment.
is like a magnet in that forward line. Gawn marks. Will he go the bomb? The Demons look well drilled. Stevens accepted the invitation. No easy
Fuck,
exit.
I'm on
Goal.
fire.
Caught napping in a dangerous spot.
Pickett takes the hand pass. Navigated the traffic. Thought his way through it. Hickey marks on centre wing. Sees something he likes. Just waiting for the right moment to press go. Can he find a teammate? This is good ball movement. Towards half forward with the kick. Got to get rid of it. Haywood feeling the heat. Lever runs onto it. Hibbert needs to be quick. A chance to clear now. Stevens with the intercept mark. That's not 15. The defence is disorganised.
Good find.
Have been caught napping.
He's not on the board yet. That should change here.
Leans back and
Beautiful.
drills it.
Terrific goal there. He's so dangerous in front of the sticks.
Beautiful finish.
3 times now scores have been tied. Gawn wins it out of the centre. This is a hotly contested footy. What's he got on offer? Rivers in the clear on centre wing. Heads towards the half-forward flank. McCartan spoils. He's caught. You can't question his commitment. That might have been
Hold
dropping
it,
the
hold it,
ball.
hold it.
The umpire says
Yeah,
he had
hold it,
no
hold it.
prior.
I don't think I want to hit out yet.
Hickey.
Oh, we
got
won
his
one.
palm
Let's
to
go.
it. Good ruck work and good roving too.
Oh,
That's
you're
a legal
kidding.
disposal,
Fucking kick
isn't
the
it?
football.
He's gone. He had plenty of time.
Warner in the thick of it as ever. Petrarca in the centre square. Probing ball.
Oh, that definitely had a
Lloyd
little fucking
making
rip.
his claim
Anyway.
for the Golden Fist Award. This is promising, showing some dare. What a game he's having. Heaney can keep it moving. They cannot keep him quiet. Reed works hard to present.
Oh, the siren went in there. Damn it. I knew it too. I knew it. I was like,
And
fuck,
that
I
is
didn't.
the
I
end
knew
of
it as
what's
soon as I
been a
kicked short.
terrific
He played
first
on. I was like,
half
ah, shit,
with
that's
some
fine.
memorable
Fucking siren's
highlights.
being over.
Let's hope the second half
Foot.
is just as good. Let's head down to Gary Lyon on the boundary.
Goals are at a premium today. They've been few and far between. That's not to say that this match hasn't been enjoyable, though. Sometimes low-scoring matches can be wonderfully entertaining. There are only 15 goals scored in the 2005 Grand Final, but it's an all-time classic.
We'll see how it plays out. Thanks, Gary. They've got a problem now. Just needs a good bounce.
Roll
It's a
through.
goal.
Yes, let's go.
He's got a couple now, and he's making the most of his opportunities.
The Swans with their noses in front. Gawn gets his hand to it. Mills sharks it. Can he impose himself on the match? Lever claims a terrific contested mark at centre half-back. Bowie on centre wing has marked. Well played. His vision was excellent. His field kicking is normally first rate. Parker read that one like a book. That's not ideal. Reed makes the kick look okay. He's besieged. Clark does the crumbing. I don't think he meant to smother it. Clean pickup. Couldn't get an effective disposal. Warner runs onto it. Well played.
Great work,
Must
Sydney.
kick goal in a close match.
Carlton are currently going on the field right now.
Here's a chance.
Oh, it's a mum.
Steadies, fires, and misses.
He'll be filthy he let that one go to waste.
And Matthew Kennedy is the sub.
Hibbert heads to the pocket. That'll be play on. Gets the kick away. That's a good option, and this looks promising. Can he hit a target? McCartan got a fist in. Langdon gathers on the half volley. He's run into trouble. The umpire will have it. Big clearance to win here. Viney made the footy his. Useful hand pass. Puts the foot down and away he goes. Comes free in the tackle. Turnover in the middle. This could hurt. Had some assistance. Brayshaw in the right spot at the right time. Bad error there. He hasn't kicked it very well. Papley gets to
Papley,
the
what a
drop
mark.
and they'll get the goal in
What
the
a
end.
mark.
That was great use of the body. He's so hard to beat in those situations.
He's going for it.
Goal.
I think he's dogged it.
What a game.
It's a magnificent kick.
There was little in it at half-time, but it looks a very different game now.
The Swans have opened up a break. Gawn got his palm to it. Viney read it best. Can he be the fire starter? Fritz got to the right position and hung on.
This is what he gets paid to do, kick these goals.
That is going very
Oh,
close.
damn it. No, I nearly missed it.
A contested
Nearly
mark and
missed it.
goal, exactly what the doctor ordered.
Back
Not
in the
enough gel
middle.
in the hair there for Bailey Fruit Turbo.
Gawn got his palm to it.
Fucking hell.
Viney got to get it on quickly. They'll sweep this ball forward. Goes laterally. Reed has options. He's gone.
Must be holding the ball, and it is.
Parker lurking menacingly. Stevens intercepts on centre wing. Sees an opportunity and plays on.
Beautiful
Quality
kick.
delivery by foot. Searching kick.
Oh, mark it!
Mops that one up. It's a hot footy. This might be a chance for the high flyers. No one can mark. Blakey has a real turn of pace. Ball spills free in the tackle. Gathers it cleanly on the wing. Delivers a long ball. McInerney takes an excellent grab. Just has to hit a target. Petty wins the contest and can relieve the pressure. He's off. The Swans have denied them the corridor. The kick was misdirected. Away he goes. Clark working hard and presenting well. Banging it back in.
Fuck.
Where would they be
Fucking hell.
without him? That's an aggressive handball. He didn't break stride.
We're up by 7. We should be okay from here,
Three-quarter
hopefully.
time and still anyone's game. Time for the coaches to see if they can will their charges over the line. Gary's with us again. What's on your mind, Gaz?
A boil over is well and truly on the cards, and the coach's three-quarter time address was mostly motivational in nature.
That's on the... Oh, the love. I was on
When
the
you
ball.
can't run any harder.
Fucking
That's
hell.
when you run your hardest. There'll be a few tired people walking off the field at the end of this match.
Thanks, Gary. As we get going again, Stevens runs onto it. This
Why
is
didn't he handle
great
it?
pressure footy.
Nothing wrong with ambition, but you've got to know your limits.
The Demons have been gallant. That's an uncharacteristic mistake.
Good find, good
Mills
find, good
with a
find.
chance to run. Keeps it low. That didn't travel
Oh,
far
shit,
enough.
on
He just dropped it. Gets his kick despite the heat. McCartan is there to save the day. Sees something he likes. Some indirect ball movement here. What can they muster from the back half? He loves to run and carry. He's so clean with the footy. That's a strong mark. Good handball. Haywood with a little bit of time. Kicks inside the forward 50. Franklin is hard to beat one-on-one.
A huge kick in the context of
There
the
we
match.
go, there we go.
It's on the way.
And
Good
he's
looking
got it.
kick. He's dogged it.
Yes, he's
Great,
got
and
it.
he's
Let's
certainly making
go.
the most of his
Let's
opportunities.
The
fucking
Swans
go.
are holding them at bay. The two big men do battle. It's a tough game. The clock is the enemy now. Rivers in some space on the wing. Looking to peg one back. Punched away. Rampy was committed to the contest. Stevens can run with the footy. The Swans are out of trouble. He might have thought about the corridor.
Oh, shit.
Not his finest moment. He's off. He's got an option in the centre square. They've opened them up here. Kicks to half forward. That play should have resulted in a shot at goal. Away he goes.
Good kick, good
Haywood
find, good
has
find.
found some space. Lays it off. Was he held without?
Yeah, that was probably
He had
dumb.
prior opportunity.
Cool, bro.
He doesn't waste many. McInerney picks off the pass. You can see their confidence growing. Rivers
I
read
should've
it
won.
well
I think I
on
won
centre
from here,
wing
surely.
and can pump them back into attack. The Demons can build something here. Heaney, so influential today. Looking
Buddy
to
Franklin on
extend
the
this
lead.
margin. May
Oh, he didn't mark
ensures
it. He
that
got him
4-8
kicked.
will come
Fucking
to
hell.
nothing. Sees an opportunity and plays on.
That was
Weber
not
with a
15.
chance to relieve the pressure.
That's not even.
That's
Don't
not a
pay
mark.
that.
And they're away. Brayshaw, all on his own. He just keeps racking up disposals. Blakey with the big fist. Heaney snares the loose ball.
Reading up on the
read it
lead.
well and
46
claims the
seconds to
mark.
go.
They can smell victory. Papley, will he look for a target or go himself? Stevens, this is good footy. The Swans are bringing great energy.
I
They've
kick on the
given
floor.
it back.
Alright, there we
kicking
go.
there, out
Alright, from
on the
here,
foot.
I'm gonna go for
He's
goal.
got it right where you
Dylan
want it.
Stevens
No
from the
excuses not to
pocket.
finish the job.
Goes
Oh,
with
that
the
was
check
fucking out
side. Franklin has come down with it, and he'll kick another one.
What a
He'll have
moment.
four if he
There we
slots
go.
this.
To win the game after the game's already over.
No trouble.
Bang.
at all.
What a
Well,
massive
it's one thing
finish.
to take the contested mark, but another to have the composure to finish off your good work.
The Swans have turned in a typically professional and disciplined performance. They will be delighted by that.
God, I hate that a bit. What a moment. Let's get to it, shall we? G'day guys, welcome back to the Boundary Ride. Abbott. Yeah, I thought that. No. The game is about to start, guys. About a minute to go before the game starts, actually. Actually, let's just quickly check subs. I think, who are they? So subs are Matthew Kennedy for Carlton and Jared Lyons for Brisbane. So pretty experienced players to be the subs tonight. More inside midfielders. We'll see how that goes. So, it's only like 10-20 seconds to go before the game begins. Oh my god. Stop yawning, Dylan, you fuckhead. Alright, umpire bounces it down now. Alright, so from the middle of the ground, Lockie Neal will get the first free kick, will get the first clearance, immediately gives it to Bailey, who runs inside, who kicks inside the forward 50 here for Brisbane. Up goes a pile of players. One is Curnow, knocks it away for Carlton, Ed Curnow. Lincoln McCarthy gets the football, breaks past the tackle offside, gets tackled well from behind and just gets the kick away. Then McCarthy rolls out of bounds inside the forward pocket for Brisbane. Umpire lobs it in. McInerney grabs it straight out of the ruck, gets it touched off the boot. It lands inside the hands of Cameron. He kicks the goal. No. Touched on the line. Nearly got off the rebound, got the ball there, Cameron, and almost kicked the first goal of the game. Just got touched on the line from the Carlton defender. So McGovern will be having the kick in here for Carlton. Out of the defensive goal square, goes long to the commentary side wing. One-on-one here, Akers can't take the mark. Rolls out the back and just taken over the line there from Payne. Tells us that Payne has gone to Charlie Curnow. Obviously last week, Curnow had a massive game against West Coast. Took advantage of their injuries, kicked 9 goals. In the ruck now, doesn't actually reach the ruckman, so it bounces awkwardly. Players get to it. Cripps tackles Neil well, gets to Akers now, spills out to him, and now gives it off to Hewitt, who kicks it down the wing. Not the best looking kick, but a little bit ill-directed. Fisted away well there by Andrews and tackled over the line as Honey by Leicester. Has found it very difficult to find himself in this team, Ryan Leicester, for the last few years, but he found his spot got his spot back last week, and he kept his spot for this week against Carlton. So back in the ruck now. Pitnet and McInerney probably be going at it a lot tonight. Knocked out well. Now Akers gives it off to Cripps. Gets tackled there by Berry, but gets out the handle. Chera does nicely to find Hewitt. Hewitt does very good movement. Breaks past 2 tackles. Then gets tackled by Cameron. Does get the hands free to give it away back to Chera, who kicks it towards the forward 50. About 3-on-1 in Brisbane's favour, and it thumped out of bounds. Just outside the forward 50 here for Carlton. Big game for both clubs. Both teams probably need this win. Both of them have been able to beat some pretty easy beats in the last few. Carlton last week obviously flogged West Coast, and Brisbane have been able to beat some pretty low opposition, so this is a pretty big test for them. Chera gets the clearance inside the forward 50. Mackay almost gets taken off of it inside the forward 50. I was in the back against Doherty. Umpire doesn't pay it though. It'll be a ball up just inside Carlton's forward 50 here. Umpire throws it up again. A lot of stoppages early in this game. Mackay knocks it down, but straight down to Bailey, who gets the clearance outside defensive 50. Through comes Weeder with a nice spoil, but Hipwood works well. Gets onto the ball, just fumbles it, and gets knocked over the line. Another stoppage. I think we've had 5 or 10 stoppages already in a minute and a half's play. So true centre wing on the broadcast side. Umpire lobs it in now. McInerney knocks it down. Grabs the ball out of it there, Dunkley. Couldn't get an effective kick on it, so goes straight to Akers, Cripps. Somehow finds some space to get the kick away. And Kadeem Coleman, great mark. Take it with one hand down low, like a slips catcher. Great mark. Doesn't have too many options though, Coleman. So it looks like he's just going to kick it long down the wing. This has been down this broadcast wing for quite a while now. McInerney almost tapped it towards Rayner. Did very nicely. Now Cameron breaks past his opponent. Goes long. Great kick to Gunston. It just has to bounce right for him. He'll kick a goal. Gunston gets onto it. And he kicked it. Oh, hasn't made... Actually did not get any sort of purchase on that Gunston. And Hollands runs it through for a rush behind. That was poor there by Gunston. Hasn't found his spot really yet for Brisbane since he joined this year. And that was a real opportunity. It was a great kick from Cameron. Maybe a little bit too far in front of him, but it sat up nicely and he just missed the ball on his foot. Got a little bit too carried away, it almost seemed. But now Akers has the football. Is accidentally played on. Gets tackled well there by Rayner. Somehow got the handball away though to McGovern. Now Wiedering on the opposite foot. Terrible kick. Turns it straight over to Berry. He immediately turns around. Kicks it back inside to top of the goal square. No one gets to it. Hipwood, a little handball over the top. McCarthy gets his foot to it. And he kicks the first goal of the game. Great finish there from Lincoln McCarthy. And Brisbane, being very good early, get there first. Great start from Brisbane. They've looked good. They've had a pretty good record at Marvel Stadium. They're definitely happy not to be playing at the MCG, but Marvel, with a quicker deck, their team does play a lot better and more attacking side. So great start here from Brisbane. Peter just thumps it. Now gets the clearance. Oh, great stop there from Saad. Rayner almost ran away with it, but Sard stole it, kicked it long inside the forward 50. Silvani gets 2. Did well to get it to ground. Immediately gets onto a great handball to Doherty. He can kick Carlton's first. And he has. Great moment there for Sam Doherty. Kicks the goal for Carlton. And that's their first of the night. Great work from Sam Doherty. Obviously, his milestone game tonight, playing 150th game. It's taken a long time for him to get there with his injury problems. And, of course, the cancer scare that he had a couple of years ago. But a brilliant play. He's been an inspirational leader for Carlton. Great play there. Just read the... It's great work there from Silvani to bring it to ground. And then Doherty from the stoppage just worked straight forward. Knew he had faith in Silvani to bring it to ground and kicked Carlton's first. And everyone got around him, which is brilliant to see. Back in the ruck now. McInerney knocks it down, straight down to Neil, who kicks it inside the forward 50. Gets a spoil there, Youngwood. Gets only as far as Cameron. Cameron to Gunston. Gunston can repay the favour. And he's got one. Goal for goal here. Gunston gets his first. Should have already had 2, but good finish there. We've already seen 3 goals in this game in the space of about 40 seconds. Great start to this game. Just easy clearance there from Lockie Neal. It was a great tap from McInerney. Neal immediately pumped it inside the forward 50. Cameron did well. Straight handball to Gunston. He kicked the goal. Great work. Great start. Umpire thumps it down again. Pidnet probably got the tap there. Ashcroft came through. Couldn't get the handball away. Tackled by 2 Blues. It'll be a ball up. Walsh and Cher are the tacklers. Walsh has been in very good form since he returned from injury in the past 2 weeks. In the ruck now. Pidnet knocks it down. Chera will get the clearance inside the forward 50 here for Carlton. Silvani runs towards it. Just taps it forward to Motlop. Tries to break puck Starskovic. And does. Couldn't get an effective handball away. And he's pinned holding the ball. And it's Ainsworth who will get the free kick here for Brisbane. So Ainsworth for Brisbane will take the free kick. Got the free kick for holding the ball. Just goes in short. Nice little kick. Finds Ashcroft. Definitely had a bit of a slower start in the first few games, but he's definitely working into his career now. He's done brilliantly. Huge hype for this kid. Kicks it long down the wing. Danaher probably could have marked it in the end. He just got a little bit short on him late. Hewitt picks it up nicely. Gives out the handball. Wiedering out to Akers. And now Newman. Brilliant game last week from Nick Newman. Not the best kick. Mackay had to work for it. He does well to beat Ashcroft to the ball and then knocks it out of bounds. So Brisbane probably started the best of the 2 teams so far. So 15 minutes, 40 seconds to go in this first quarter. In the ruck. McInerney knocks it down immediately. Now Sharp kicks it forward. 1-on-1. Up goes Wiedering. No, in fact it was Kemp. Couldn't bring it down. Danaher just sockers it forward. Now he's just taken high there. It was Ed Curnow, so he'll get the free kick. Immediately goes. Good decision. As 2 players, Chinchotta and Wiedering, both of them didn't know who to go for it. Starskovic wanted it. Immediately gets the ball. Beats him 2-on-1. Now Danaher from 60 metres out. Thumps it towards goal side. Sprints back to the goal square, but he won't get there. Danaher with a brilliant goal. He's been in some brilliant form. Joe Danaher. And a bomb from 60. Kicks Brisbane's 3rd. Great start for the Lions. What a goal there from Danaher. He thumped that from 60 metres. And it made the distance pretty well. It almost hit the fence. It was that good a kick. He's in a decent fort, Joe Danaher. Has been playing a little bit more ruckman, second ruck this season, for the past month or so. And it's definitely given him a new lease on his career almost. I think his career was a bit of a standstill since he came to Brisbane. He's had a bit of an up and down sort of career at Brisbane so far. But he's definitely found his sort of position. High half forward to a second ruck. And he's played brilliantly. He's almost, because he's so agile, he's a great player to put in the midfield when they need him as well. He almost works like a fourth midfielder. We're back in the ruck again. Up goes Danaher, brings it down. Now, fighting for his Dunkley and Walsh. Dunkley almost dove on that. Gets tackled there by Cripps as well. Dunkley couldn't get the kick away. Now Walsh gets the football. Somehow finds a handball out of there. Now Sharpen a one-on-one. Couldn't get the ball. Somehow still has it. Got tackled, dropped it. That should be gone. And umpire pins him. Good play there from Carlton. Free kick to Hollands. So Hollands has the football. Gives it immediately to Hewitt. So now Hewitt kicks it inside. Just outside the forward 50. Mackay drops that one. Probably should have marked it. Well done there from Walsh. No, we have free kick back to Mackay for a chop of the arms against Harris Andrews. So it looks like Andrews has gone to Mackay tonight. So now Mackay is looking for Curnow, but he's got really about 4 Brisbane players on him. So he just puts it on Curnow's head to the top of the goal square. Curnow almost brings it down. So now Ainsworth has the football. Good tackle there from Motlop. Brings him to the ground very carefully. And it'll be a ball up. So just outside the goal square here. More towards the forward pocket. Young and Danaher. Danaher thumps it down. Young fumbles it, unfortunately for him. Cripps gets it out to Hewitt. Hewitt, if they can find a free man here, Carlton. Doherty tries to snap his second, gets it smothered. Walsh picks it up nicely. Does very nicely to get the kick away. Now Honey has time. A bit of a mongrel. And it's faded through for a behind. Almost an easy goal there for Carlton. So McKenna now, from the defensive goal square, runs out a good 15 metres in short. Nice little kick. Finds Starskovic. Doesn't have too many options. No one leading at him. So it looks like Starskovic will switch the play. So it goes across. Finds Harris Andrews. Nice little kick. Finds Payne. Been very good this year, Jackson Payne. Obviously had to come in for the injury of Marcus Adams. And he's been brilliant. He's actually got the job on Charlie Curnow today. Long kick, great kick. Finds Ryan Lester. Good mark. Immediately goes. Good kick into Bailey. Does take the mark. Did have Joe Danaher, but Bailey stole it from him. Bailey goes to the top of the 50. Not the best kick. Mackay comes back with it. Berry does well. Mackay does well as well. Does very nicely. And a great tackle on Rayner from Mackay. Great work. Brought the ball to ground. Would have been an easy goal for Berry if there was no Mackay there. And then got the tackle on Rayner. So umpire throws it up again. Young gets pushed out of it there by Danaher. Danaher gets the Campbell away somehow. Now it just fumbles around in the play. Eventually gets out to Dunkley. And now Wilmot kicks inside the forward 50 here. Comes back with the flight, Silvani. Great mark. And takes a mark in the defensive 50. And he'll get 50 for it. Free kick, 50 given away there from Brisbane. It wasn't against Lincoln McCarthy. I think it was against... I'm actually unsure who that was against, but... It will be 50 metres, and Silvani immediately sprints towards the middle of the ground. He should go. He's got Doherty, decides not to go there. He's got Hollands at 50, decides to go longer than that. Kicks it, long kick, terrible kick, not the best play, but Curnow takes it! Well, if you're in form, things like that can happen. It was a really ill-directed kick. He just thumped it long, but Curnow from nowhere took a great mark and a chance to kick his first. He's got 30 goals this season. If he keeps this form up, him and Jeremy Cameron could be threatening the 100 mark this season, which would be massive. But Charlie Curnow now comes in, should kick this one, 20 metres out, pretty much straight in front, and does. Great finish for Carlton. They've got their second. Charlie has his first. Probably wouldn't have had the biggest season, Charlie Curnow, really. I mean, he had 20 goals before last week. But then got the 9, and now he looks like he's in some serious form. And it's going to be hard to stop. It's going to be hard to stop him. He's so agile up forward, and he's a great mark overhead, as we just saw there. So Hipwood was the one who was on the mark, walked off of it, basically. Didn't know the umpire told him to stand. He ran off and it was 50 metres. So that's how it happened. Silvani thumped it forward, and great mark from Curnow ends up in a goal for Carlton. And now Carlton have gone for the 6-6-6 rule, so they've got a warning. First one of the game. Umpire throws it up now. McInerney Actually, no, it was Pitnet who knocked it down. Doherty gives out the handball to Hollands, who's about to get taken down. Gets the ball smothered from him nicely, but Chincotta got the football. Now Doherty has some time. Good composure. Poor kick, though. Neil cuts it off. Does nicely to Ashcroft. Ashcroft just jams it on the boot. Kicks it to the top of the 50 now. Up goes McGovern. Took the mark and immediately landed like a cat. Took the ball. Played it on. Kicked it inside the forward 50, but it was a poor kick. And Payne cuts it off. It's been a fast game so far. Now Brisbane want to go. McCluggage has the football. Goes out wide. Good kick. Finds Dunkley. Had a pretty good season from Brisbane so far. Probably hasn't hit the heights that he did with the Bulldogs, but obviously he's got a long time to go. So Dunkley has it on true centre wing. Kicks it towards the forward 50. Poor kick though. Up goes Hipwood trying to make it look good, but a good cut off. Great play there from Pitternet. Got a big responsibility, Pitternet, obviously with DeConing being out. And could be for the long term if he leaves, as a lot of the rumours have suggested. Goes long down the wing. Harris Andrews cuts it off. So it's been a bit of a kick to kick at the moment. Goes in towards the middle of the ground. Now, Coleman, this is a player you want to have the ball with. Immediately goes. Pretty dangerous kick. Couldn't bring it down. I think it was Berry coming across. And now Carlton have the football. Walsh, handball, not the best play. Ainsworth, Neil back to Ainsworth. Poor handball though. Handball to McCluggage with a opponent straight behind him. McCluggage fighting hard to try and get rid of it, and it'll be a ball up. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Carlton down by 7. Umpire throws it up again. McInerney got his arm held there. There'll be a free kick. So McInerney has the free. Immediately goes McInerney, like the play. Goes long towards the forward pocket. Players converge. Great mark out the back there from Brody Kemp. Found his spot last week and played brilliant footy, and he's looked good early. So goes across, nice kick find to Akers. So Carlton looking to switch the play. They've actually got the overlap here from McGovern goes. Great man of the mark there from Coleman. Made him work for it. Does find his teammate in the end there. McGovern, and they work it inside to Chera. So Chera just outside defensive 50. Carlton just working it slowly. I probably don't think this is their best option. Carlton are a lot better when they're on the move. So now Akers. Goes long. Down the wing. Up goes Silvani. He's looked good early. Takes a great mark on the second grab. Almost could have been 50 there against Starskovich. Didn't really let Silvani up. Silvani gives off the handball. Chincotta been brilliant in his first few games. Goes long towards the pocket. Up goes Charlie. Good spoil from the front there from Payne. On the ground, Walsh couldn't pick it up. Now Wilmot does nicely. And now McCluggage kicks it down the wing. It's a dangerous kick. Ashcroft gets a spoil from behind. Welcome to footy, young man. Now Akers gets taken without it. Should have got the free kick. Sharp just jams it on the boot. Good work there from Wiedering to get back. Takes the mark. And immediately goes in the middle of the ground. It's been a fast game of footy so far. McGovern. Now Sard. In short. Good find. Finds Hollands. Has a couple of options. Goes to the top of the 50. Cutting across nicely. There was Dunkley. Couldn't take the mark. Walsh gives it out to Charlie. Gives it out to Ed Curnow with a little check side. Great finish from Ed Curnow. 3 goals apiece in this first quarter. And it's Ed Curnow who scores the goal. This could be another 100-100 game. We've seen a few this season. And this game's already got 6 goals in it. And there's still 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Great start to this game of footy. So far, leading disposal getters on the ground. We have Akers with 7, Mitch McGovern with 5, along with George Hewitt and Adam Chera. And for Brisbane, the top disposal getters are Lockie Neal and Dunkley, both with 4. So I don't think both coaches would be exactly loving this. This isn't very defensive at all, and maybe the game will tighten up later on in the game. McInerney gets it down as far as Walsh, Chera, now Sard over the top to Hollands. Working it on the wing now, the short kick. Hollands gets pushed off of it as he kicked. Motlop does well to keep it in. Good corralling there from Coleman, but Motlop still gets the foot on the football, kicks it towards the forward 50, bounces inside. Silvani fumbles. Andrews just stumps it away from him, but now Cripps has it. Does very nicely. Short little kick. Great play. And finds Durden about 30 metres out, straight in front, to give Carlton the lead. When Brisbane may, if anything, have been the better team so far. Carlton have it now. And great work at the end. I think it was from Durden who caused the ball to hit the ground inside field 50. And then got a nice little kick there from his captain. And now, Durden to kick his first and kick Carlton's fourth to give him the lead for the first time tonight. Pretty much straight in front, Durden. Kicks towards goal, looks pretty good. And Carlton have their fourth. Great finish there from Durden. Carlton have got the last three and they're looking good at the moment. Oh, the coffee, fucking Christ. Great work there from Carlton. That's probably going to be Brisbane's biggest question mark for this season, is their defence. Wasn't very good there. They found it pretty easily to get that goal. But McInerney knocks it down to Ashcroft, gives off the handball nicely to Neil, and he thumps it inside the forward 50 here for Brisbane. Pack forms, comes across there, Young gets the fist across, but doesn't really do much with it. And now Rayner picks it up, pushes off Akers, breaks past his teammate, gives off the handball. Who will kick it? Sharp can't get away. Great tackle, great pressure from Carlton. And Cherrick pins him for holding the ball. Rayner probably just did too much there. He probably should have just put it on the boot. But in the end, great work there from Carlton to cause the turnover. And now it's Cherrick. Working through the defensive pocket, goes long down the wing. Pack forms, McInerney does nicely to thump it away. Ed Curnow kicks it, just thumps it towards the boundary line, they'll go on the full. So Coleman will get the free kick on the true centre wing outer side. So Coleman, probably one of the best kicks in the comp. Has Ashcroft in short, decides not to go there, and he'll just thump it back towards the top of the 50 now. Pack forms again, up goes Wiedering from behind. Great mark. Great mark there from Wiedering. Immediately gets told to play on. Danaher nearly shuts him down. Goes in short, finds Akers. Shit. Akers now. Kicks it on the wing. Long kick. Pack forms. Great work there from Cripps. Just the bigger body over Ashcroft. Immediately plays on. Kicks it towards the forward 50. 2-on-1 here for Charlie Curnow, but he can win that. Oh, I dropped it though. Couldn't pick it up. Now Andrews takes the ball. Tackled well there from Charlie, and it'll be a ball up. Charlie Curnow almost against two. Almost took that. Just couldn't bring it to ground. Just couldn't take the mark to ground. And a ball up right on the Telstra logo of the forward 50. McInerney knocks it down. Cripps tries to get out the handball. Chera drives it towards the 50 goal square. To the pocket, but it'll just go out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Brisbane. So now Andrews has the football. Harris Andrews. Got a player in short. Nice kick. Finds him. So now Dunkley has the football. Kicks it down the wing. Pretty nice looking kick to Sharp. He's looked okay early. Cripps did nicely to cause a contest. And now McGovern drives it back inside forward 50. Andrews just chucks a fist at it. Trying to claim the mark there, Harry Mackay. I don't know about that. And it'll be a ball up. Inside forward 50 for Carlton. 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. So Mackay goes into the ruck now. Immediately just shoves him out of the way there, McInerney. Kicks it out of defensive 50. Long kick. 2-on-1 here in favour of Brisbane. But Matt did very nicely there, Wiedering to tap it forward there to Young. Pitting it back to Young. Gets tackled from behind. That should be gone. Great pressure there from Hipwood. Gets the free kick for holding the ball. Got a couple of options. Goes in short back kick there from Hipwood. Great cut off there from Chera. Hewitt causes the tackle on Neil. And now Carlton causes another turnover. Young off to Walsh. Good tackle there from Dunkley and brings him over the line. Be a throw in. A little bit scrappy in this first quarter. Been up and down footy. But when the players got slow, teams have tended to turn it over. Carlton already had 17 more uncontested possessions so far. So they've been able to move the ball with relative ease in some stages. Pidnet knocks it down. Ashcroft can't gather it. Neil does nicely to get to it, but gets tackled by two Blues. Eventually fumbles it out of there. Now Dunkley jams it away. Up goes McGovern, and he takes a good mark. He's looked good early in this game, Mitch McGovern. Immediately goes in with the left foot for kick, but it's poor. Cut off there by Starskovic. And now Brisbane can go. Berry finds himself all on his own just inside the centre circle. But doesn't have many options after that. Doesn't have an idea of where to go next. Now decides to just drive it long inside the forward 50. The pack forms. Up goes Lewis Young. Couldn't bring it down. And Zach Bailey has somehow just taken an easy chest mark in that pack. Got out of the back and he took it nicely. So, Carlton have probably been the better of the two teams in the past few minutes. Carlton just took the lead after their third goal in a row. But now Zach Bailey has a chance to kick Brisbane back in front. Zach Bailey, actually, 102nd game for tonight. He kicks this. This will be his 100th goal of his career. Zach Bailey comes in, pretty much straight in front here. Kicks towards goal. Looks pretty nice. Zach Bailey kicks his first and kicks Brisbane's fourth. They're back in front, the Lions. Four goals apiece to both sides, and they've still got five. It's just 4.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Been a brilliant game so far. Akers is definitely keeping his form up from the past few weeks. He's currently already had 8 touches in this game, 4 marks as well. He's played pretty good footy in the past few weeks, Blake Akers. He's probably had a lot of easy touches 2 weeks ago against St Kilda, but last week had a lot of influence against West Coast. So is Adam Chera actually as well. He's had a brilliant start to this season. So back in the ruck now. Umpire thumps it down again. McInerney thumps it forward, but only as far as Cripps. Cripps just jams on the boot. Right on there from Hewitt to bring it to ground. Wilmot almost taken without it. Gets out to Walsh. Walsh gets out the handball. Coleman just slaps it away nicely. Finds Dunkley. Now Dunkley kicks it towards the forward 50. Cameron in a one-on-one against Newman. They're both tussling for the ball. But Kemp does very well. Kemp eventually gets onto the football. Oh, grubber kick. That was poor. Cut off there by McGluggage. Handle over the top to Gunston. Now Rayner. Almost taken down by Chincotta, but does nicely. Eventually jams on the boot, a little tumble punt. And now Cripps has it to Ed Curnow. Back towards Kemp. So Kemp, a little bit of a better kick this time, but not that much better. It went straight to Leicester. So Leicester has the football now. 70 out from goal. Kicks it towards the top of the goal square. Up goes Hipwood. Fisted from behind nicely. Ed Curnow comes through. Tackled well by Bailey. And he eventually gets the football, but it'll be a ball up. So 3.5 minutes to go in this first term. Brisbane up by 1. McInerney just thumps it towards the pocket. Neal, if he gets a good bounce, has a chance here. Keeps it in. But Chincotta gets it now. Handballs inside. Great handball to Hewitt. Now Chincotta again. Kicks it, but it's a poor directed kick. And Dunkley has the football. Did drop it though. Now Coleman drams it back inside the forward 50 with an absolute mongrel. It stays in somehow, but eventually gets out. It looks like. No, it was touched out of bounds, but Chincotta got hit. As he kicked that football, got tackled to ground there from Charlie Cameron, and that would have hit hard, but Chincotta did get back up pretty quickly. Looks okay now. So now McInerney, nice little tap behind him there. McGluggage, handball underground, not the best play. Rayner tries to get to it. McGluggage does nicely to get the ball back. Berry off to Dunkley. Now Leicester, can he get a goal here for the Lions? It fades to the right and just scores it behind. Two-point lead to the Lions at the moment. Newman will take the kick in. Kicks it out to the right. Good kick. Finds Akers. He's had a good start for this game. Kicks it long down the wing. 1-on-1 Mackay and Andrews. Andrews jumps across. Gets the fist there. Does nicely though, Durden, to get the handball to Mackay. Just a little bit ill-directed. Andrews just gets onto the ball. Hewitt knocks it out. Now Neal over the top to Coleman. Nice little smart handball over the top of his shoulder to Berry. Berry just handballs it forward, trying to get some meterage. Great pressure there from Akers and works back onto it nicely. He's been a great recruit for Carlton so far. Akers works around on the right. Kicks it, but it was touched. Now, great little handball. Now, Wilmot. Over the top, Berry. Now, way back to Andrews. And they work even further back. Almost the defensive 50 now, Leicester. So, Brisbane can switch it here. Starskovich is on his own. He goes across, finds Payne. Now they find Starskovich. So, Brisbane look like they want to just maybe hold this lead to quarter time. There's still 2 minutes to go. McGluggage was working hard, but Payne gets almost cut it off. Does well there, Dunkley to get to the ball, so it gives it to McGluggage. Has Hollins and Cripps putting pressure on, but McGluggage eventually gets his foot to the ball, gets the kick in the air, but Chincotta works back, takes the mark. It looks like they're going to switch the play across the Young. Chicotta could find some space here. He's got a little bit more space, but decides to kick it wide. Justifies Weeder. He almost kicked it past him. Hollands gives him an option. Minute and a half to go in this first term. Been a blistering start to this game. Goes in board. Oh, it's a dangerous kick. Doherty couldn't get down. And now Brisbane calls for turnover. McCluggage to Neil. And now Danaher. He's probably got the distance in him. He goes long to the top of the goal square. Charlie Cameron in a one-on-one with Kemp. You give Charlie every chance. Takes the mark and kicks the goal. Charlie Cameron has his first of the game. Great play there from Danaher. Saw the mismatch. And Charlie Cameron in a one-on-one in the goal square. You give him every opportunity to take that. Brisbane get their 5th of the first quarter. So it's Brody Kemp. How does that feel for you? 110 games, Brody Kemp. One-on-one with Charlie Cameron in the goal square. Always going to be difficult for any player, but let alone a 10th gamer. Just got over the back, and it's an easy as you like goal there. Yeah, it wasn't much really Kemp could do there. It was a brilliant kick from Danaher. And Charlie Cameron gets his first of the game. It's back in the ruck now. McInerney and Pidnet. Pidnet knocks it down. Cripps gets the football. Doesn't take it though. Good play. McCluggage probably should have been pinned for holding the man. And he just rolls to Hewitt. And we ball up. McInerney knocks it down. McCluggage gets the kick away nicely. Just bumbles forward and finds Sard, who thumps it back towards the forward 50 for Carlton. Gets out the back. Coleman couldn't grab it. Now Ed Curnow just sockets it off the ground. It could work here for Carlton. And Harry Mackay takes a great mark. Coming back with the flight. Takes a brilliant mark to Harry Mackay. That was courage. That was great work from Carlton. Just to surge it forward. And if he gets this one here, Mackay, they'll be down by 2 points at quarter time. It's a pretty good angle for Mackay. He likes to go around the body on the left. That's what he does. And he kicks the goal, Harry Mackay. Good finish for Carlton. They've got their 5th as well. Blistering start of this game. 5 goals to both sides. Great work there from Harry Mackay. All single goal kickers so far in this game, but he finds his first. Probably hasn't hit the heights of his best form so far this season. But if he can work into it and keep up with Charlie Curnow, this could be a blistering forward line, especially if they do make finals. We saw how much the forward duo of Hawkins and Cameron worked last year, and even to an extent this year so far. If those two can start getting rolling, they can be anything this year, Carlton. Pidnet knocks it down. Neal does nicely to get the football. Gunston. McCluggage. There's still going to be one more goal in this quarter at the moment. A long thumping kick. Up goes McCarthy. Couldn't mark it. Berry gives the handball. Was poorly ill-directed. But now they have a chance here. McInerney kicks inside the forward 50. Coming back with the flight. Doherty. No, it was Kemp. Good mark. Great work there from the young man to take that mark. And a quarter time. Blistering start to this game. 33-31. Brisbane lead it by 2 points. Alright, let's bring up the statistics. Alright, bring up statistics now, guys. Alrighty, so at quarter time, the top disposal getters are on the ground. McCluggage, Dunkley and Akers all with 10 touches. We have Neil with the 9 and Chera with 8 to knock out the top 5. And if the best fantasy scorers watching out there, Akers with the 44 leads all comers. 36 to McCluggage and Dunkley. 34 to Chera and 33 to Cripps rounds out the top 5. Alrighty, I'm just going to get a train coming back in a second. Alrighty guys, the second quarter is about to get underway right now. Back in the ruck now, Dunkley can't get the clearance there. Pitnet just gets the handball away. Still bumbling around in the middle of the ground. Chera eventually gets a clean handball. Chincotta to Pitnet, back to Chincotta. Eventually goes inside the forward 50 to a pack of 3-on-3. Just to get the fist away with Silvani, which was a bit weird. Now Walsh handballs it straight to his opponent, which is McKenna, and eventually rolls out of bounds. Throw in. Umpire lobs it in from the boundary. Pitnet knocks it down. Dunkley gets in there. Hewitt can't get rid of it. Just tackled. Now McCluggage tries to get it out of there. And the umpire eventually comes in, sorts it out. In the ruck now. McInerney knocks it down. Hewitt gets tackled immediately by Dunkley. Won't be long now before the umpire pays a free kick. Up again now. McInerney. Down to Dunkley. Gets tackled. Dropped that almost. So Walsh gives out to Chera. He thumps it towards the top of the goal square. Pack forms. Mackay taps it down. Starskovich grabs it. He had time. He could be pinned here. Oh, got lucky there, Starskovich. Good pressure there from Carlton. Or tackler. Umpire lobs it up again. McInerney stronger, but straight down to Chera, who just dropped it. Got very lucky there. Tries to look for the high one from Dunkley. Chera had so much time. He almost should have been pinned there. Eventually gets out to McInerney. Now McCluggage clears it. Cameron goes up with Sard. Comes to ground. Cameron was there first. Does nicely. Kicks it along the wing. Hipwood didn't want it. Wiedering thumps it away. Young just breaks past Danaher. That was poor, but he just scored out of bounds. Danaher was very, very lucky there, because if he broke past there, Young, that would have looked incredibly embarrassing. Dunbar throws it in outer side on the wing. Pitnet knocks it down. Now Neal comes through, can't gather it though. McCluggage gets it out of there, and he's held it in actually. It'll be a ball up. Walsh just bumped Neal there, really tough bump. It looks like Noah Answorth has gone to him at the stoppages in this second quarter. Pitnet knocks it down. Hollins kicks it forward now. 1-on-1. Coleman read it well, so takes the mark. Immediately goes Coleman inside, but it's a poor one. Answorth on his head. Gets a thump down to Answorth. He gives it to McKenna, and actually Answorth will get the free kick. Answorth goes down onto the wing now. Good kick. Finds Dunkley. Dunkley goes in short. Just gets there, Hipwood. Hipwood may have got a poke in the eye. Looks like he's okay. Umpire doesn't see too much of a concern. Hipwood immediately wheels around on the left foot. Goes towards the pocket. Goes through the hands of Kemp. And now, awkward decision there from Gunston. Just surprised me. Now Silvani over to Kemp. Kemp to McGovern. Great pressure from Cameron. That was a poor handball. Silvani. He gets tackled. That should have been holding the ball. And I think it is. It is. Great work there from Charlie Cameron. He'll get the free kick. In the forward pocket. Silvani, that was poor. He's in some good form. Charlie Cameron causes the free kick there. And a chance now to kick his second. Well, second in the row here for Brisbane. Charlie Cameron comes around the body, kicks the goal. And Brisbane take an early lead in the second term. Oh, a bit of a tussle going through now. Ooh, boys. Bit of trash, yeah. Alright, JB, what are you in the 80s, bro? So great work there from Carlton. They get their great work there from Brisbane to cause the turnover there. Carlton just couldn't break out of their defensive 50, and then Silvani tried to break past 2 tackles in defensive 50. That was poor. Umpire throws it up now. The Pitnet straight down to Walsh. Gets on the defensive side of the stoppage though. So has to give it back to Chincotta. Good kick down the wing here. 1-on-1. Up goes Motlop. Somehow brings it down. Couldn't take the mark though. Sharp. Just invites the pressure and takes the ball to ground. We ball up. So Sharp came into the team this week with the outs of Rich and Zorko. So in the ruck now. Pidnet knocks it down. Got on there from Ashcroft. Breaks through. Kicks it down towards the wing and it'll bounce out of bounds. Oh, and the umpire's pinned him for deliberate. Oh, I don't know about that. That was pretty poor. That came off the outside of his boot and went out of bounds. Like, what is he supposed to do? That's a poor decision. Young has the football on the wing now. Goes long down the wing. Up goes Mackay. Can't bring it down. Comes down to Neil, who gets tackled from behind by Hewitt, but does get the handball away. Andrews taps it over the top there. Bailey. It only goes as far as Akers. Gets thumped off of it. And now, good tackle there from Brisbane on McGovern. Ball up. It's been a very stop-start game at times, but also been very free-flowing. It's either been one or the other. It's either been blitzing football or it's just been very stop-start in the stoppages. So McInerney knocks it down. Ashcroft, great little handball. Sharp, looked nice. Now McCarthy, little handball over the top to really no one. But now Danaher has time. Handballs it over the top to Bailey. If he can get his little bit of clear space, he can kick it. Kicks it towards the top of the goal square. Charlie in a one-on-one. Guy just dropped it. Sard gives it off to Hollands. He's going to be gone. Holding the ball. Great pressure from Brisbane. Hipwood immediately goes inside. Good kick, finds Gunston. Brisbane has started brilliantly in the second term. Carlton just looked a little bit slow coming out of defence at stages, and they've already been pinned, twice now? Coming out of defence for holding the ball. Charlie Cameron a few moments ago, and then Hipwood just then causes a great tackle. And now Gunston, for his he's kicked 5 goal 3 from set shots this year. Jack Gunston kicks his second of tonight. Be the first multiple scorer of the game, and holds that goal post on the left and hits it. So behind there to Brisbane. 1 goal 2 for Jack Gunston tonight. So Sard goes in short. Finds McGovern. Back to Sard now with a little handball. Sard doesn't have really many options, so he just gives a handball over the top to Young. Now McGovern over the top. They're trying to move it quick here, Carlton, but with not much direction. Kemp goes in short, finds Bukai. Good play. He immediately goes inside. Great kick, finds Hewitt, and now Carlton can go. Sard has the football. He's always a pretty good user. Goes out wide with a pretty poor kick, to be honest. Somehow gets to Akers with a weird bounce. Now Akers kicks it off the line with a poor kick, though. Goes straight to Andrews. So, on the counter now, Brisbane. Andrews goes out wide. He finds Gunston. He's had a pretty good start to this game. Goes into the middle of the ground. His teammate falls over, but Hipwood can't bring it down. And now Carlton can cause a turnover. Cripps over to Walsh. Now Motlop. He's got to give it quick. He does. Now Ed Curnow over the top to Hollands, who's going to get taken down from Gunston. Hollands somehow gets the handball away. Handballs it inside the forward 50. Answorth will get back first. Pretty weird handball. Now Andrews is under a lot of pressure from Charlie Curnow. Brings him to ground. And we ball up. So now McInerney and Charlie Curnow in the ruck here. Forward pocket here for Carlton. Curnow just thumps it away. Cripps tries to grab it. Couldn't really do much with it. Somehow spills out of there though. Now Honey gets tackled. Drops it. That's gone. Great tackling pressure from Brisbane. And Coleman gets a free kick in the back pocket. So McKenna goes cross. Whoa, dangerous kick. Not really, but just he's a little bit tight, holding the boundary a little bit. So now Brisbane go long down the wing, out of side. 1-on-1, McInerney and Pidnet gets out the back. Danaher just gets a foot to it. Now Cripps almost legged. So now no one can get it out of there. Hewitt misses it and be ball up. A little bit tighter in the second term. Been a little bit fiery at the moment, but could break loose a little bit with this, a little bit of pushing and shoving it every now and then. Bailey took the contact, gets the handball out to Dunkley. Dunkley feigns the kick and then breaks past him. Kicks it towards the 50. Gets out the backside, missed the ball. Does well Kemp. Gunsling sockers off the ground. Young gets tackled. Now Brisbane can force it forward. Hipwood. If he gets a clean possession away, he could be dangerous. Gunston breaks past one. He gets tackled. That's holding the ball. Great pressure there from Carlton. And Doherty will get the free kick. Great work there from Carlton. Had to shut that down because if Gunston got away there, Brisbane were into an open goal. So Doherty kicks it down the wing now to a 3-on-2 in Brisbane's favour. Comes from the back there. Leicester thumps it out of bounds. 13 minutes to go in this second term. So McInerney from the ruck actually just gets a foot to it. Neil almost tackles Cripps without it, and then does, and eventually the umpire gives him the free. And Doherty didn't do Cripps much good there. Just throws it on the ground to Cripps. So he goes in short and finds Doherty. Now chin collar inside. Good kick. Takes the mark. So he goes across the ground. Finds Akers on the wing. Almost on his own. And his teammates immediately tell him to go long. He goes towards the top of the 50, towards the 50-metre line. And Mackay, but it's a shocking kick. And the fans aren't happy. Old guy with about 3 teeth yelling at Brett Lakakers for that poor kick. So now, down the wing here, Brisbane goes about 80 out from goal, comes across there, McGovern nicely, takes the mark, immediately goes, good kick. He finds Walsh. Walsh is about to be taken down, but eventually gets the kick away, but it's a poor kick. And Carlton's kicking in the second term has been a bit questionable. Berry takes the mark, goes inside, finds Rayner. He's been a bit quiet tonight. Takes the ball and goes long. McCarthy in a 2-on-2. Can't take the mark, thumped away. Taken high there, Bailey. Umpire doesn't pay it though, maybe a little bit of a duck. At wide Newman. And now Durden gets it out to Hewitt. And now Chera over the top to Silvani. He goes in short, good kick. Actually, no, poor kick. Andrews tries to get onto it. Mackay may have been poked in the eye here. Now Hewitt trying to get to it. Coleman can't get there. And we ball up. Oh, he got poked right in the eye there, Harry Mackay. And he's bleeding right out of his eye here. And it wasn't from his eye. Where was it from? It looks like just a cheekbone. Comes across there, Andrews, with the shoulder out. I don't think it'll be anything to talk about, but Mackay's definitely been hit in the head. He'd like a scratch just near his eye, about like right in the near the eye area. So he comes off the ground with the blood rule. Umpire throws it up now on the wing. McInerney knocks it down. Walsh will get there. Has Akers in support. Gives off the handball. Now back to Chera. They're working the wrong way here, Carlton. Now Kemp has the football. Switches the play. Good kick. Finds Hollands. Hollands takes the mark, but they're working backwards here. Carlton, they have to go forward now. Goes out on the wing. It's a dangerous kick. Third in a 1-on-1. Don't know about that option. And now it's a turnover. McKenna gets the football. Nice little kick in short. Finds Danaher. About 70 metres out from goal. He's probably within distance, to be honest. Goes towards the top of the goal square. 1-on-1. Charlie Cameron hits his numbers on the back of his jersey, and it goes through for a rush behind. So now Chera has the football, goes out towards the wing, 1-on-1, Silvani. Oh, he drops a sitter, Silvani. Does what it calls the tackle, and now Carlton still get onto it. Doherty goes inside, Charlie Curnow can't get to the football. Starskiewicz gets to it, gets tackled well there from Motlop. Really good tackle there from Motlop. Could be rewarded, wasn't. So a ball up. And also Harry Mackay's going to be going downstairs, so he may be getting a head check, actually. So now McInerney knocks it down. Neil gives it out to McCluggage. They've been good in the clinches, Brisbane, in the second term. Doherty almost took Berry without it, but eventually gets onto the football. Tackled well. Ball up. Forward side of the centre of the ground here, Carlton. Down by 10 points. Brisbane have beaten them well in this second term. Young knocks it down. Walsh somehow gets a handball away to Doherty, and he just kicks it up in the air about way higher than further. Up goes, it was actually Honey, can't get the ball. McCluggage just dropped that. Probably should have been rewarded for it. It'd be another ball up. So again, McInerney just takes it out of the ruck here. Kicks it long. Wiedering in a one-on-one. Great mark. So Wiedering has the football. Looks to switch it now. Newman gets there. Has Sard in the middle here. Maybe an option. Has also Chincotta, and I think it's Young. But decides to go inboard. Good kick. Finds teammate in Kemp. Kemp doesn't have too many options. Newman tries to check the umpire into a 50. But Kemp doesn't have many options. Does try to break past Gunston. Gives off the handball to Young. Young goes along down the wing. Andrews and Silvani. Walsh comes across, can't bring it down. Oh, Dunkley's handballed that out of bounds. That's deliberate. Yeah, that was poor from Dunkley. Great pressure from Carlton, though. Akers has the ball on about 80 from out from goal. And now, kicks it long. McInerney's the one in the spot, but brings it down nicely. Curnow over the top. Cripps. Now to Hollins. If he can get a little bit of a bend on it, maybe, but no. Kicks it out of bounds on the full, actually, Hollins. Good pressure from Brisbane, though. Came across his boots, so he had to kick a little bit wider, and that little bit of pressure was enough to cause him to kick it on the full. Now Leicester, been pretty good tonight so far. Goes into McKenna. McKenna goes in short. Nice little kick. Finds Dunkley. No Starskovic, in fact. So Starskovic doesn't have too many options on the outer wing, so goes in. Looks to switch the play on the open side. Now Payne, long kick out wide. Dunkley in a one-on-one. Plays for the high one, and he got it. Dunkley did not look like he got taken high there, but Matt grabbed for the face. The umpire paid it. He goes in short, finds Berry. Brisbane got a couple of options inside. Berry finds it, finds McCluggage. He's got McInerney on the lead. In fact, it's Hipwood, but didn't go to it. They're going to do a full switch here over the top to Ainsworth. Ainsworth got McKenna in short. Oh, he paid the mark, but eventually play on. Ainsworth kicks it inside the forward 50. Can't take the mark there. Sharp does nicely get the handball out. And now Lachie Neale snaps towards goal. It's going to go close, but can't take the mark. And actually, Wiedering just knocks it through for a point. So McGovern from the defensive goal square goes long, down to the wing, broadcast side, up goes Charlie Curnow, been a bit quiet tonight, can't take the mark. Akers and Dunkley fight for it, and it rolls out of bounds. So now umpire throws it in now. Great tap there from Pidnet. McCluggage gives that nice little handball. Berry breaks past an opponent. Gives off the handball to McKenna. This would be exciting. Goes long towards goal. Fades towards the right. Hipwood can't get there. Young gets up. Takes the ball. Taken high there, Young. Umpire didn't pay it. He was right in the vicinity to pay that, but didn't. There'll be a ball up in the forward pocket here for Carlton. That should have been a high free kick to Carlton, but anyway. McInerney knocks it down to McCluggage. McCluggage almost dove on that. Could be in a bit of trouble. No, another ball up inside the forward 50. Umpire throws it up again. McInerney just dumps it forward. Hipwood tries to get there. Young just dumps it away. That was a bit dangerous. McInerney gives it off to Dunkley, who's got some space. And he's missed. Oh, that was close, Dunkley. Just missed. Brisbane a little bit peppering in the last few minutes. Another behind. Only lead by 12 points, and they've been definitely the better side in this second quarter. McGovern goes in short, finds Akers, immediately goes. Good decision, but it's a poor kick. He turns that straight over to Andrews. Akers, a couple of poor kicks in his second term. Usually a pretty good kick, Blake Akers, but it's been very poor so far in the second quarter. And now, great kick there from Sharp. Finds Dunkley inside the forward 50. So Dunkley now about 50 meters, he'll be kicking on about 50. Mark taken just inside the forward 50. Just goes for a kick inside the pocket. And Carlton just switched off. Newman is furious with his defensive teammates. And McCluggage takes a simple mark inside the pocket. Newman is absolutely fuming. He's still going off with his teammates. That was poor. McCluggage almost didn't even know it was really going to him until Dunkley kicked the football. And McCluggage takes a simple mark in the pocket. So McCluggage goes in short and finds Gunston. Carlton, that is embarrassing defence. So Gunston now to kick a goal if Brisbane he does. He's kicked his second, Jack Gunston. He's in for a good night tonight, and that was poor from Carlton, giving up a goal, giving up 2 uncontested marks inside the forward 50 with so many players back. And Brisbane take a game-high lead of 18 points. Six minutes to go in the second term. Brisbane definitely having the better of the 2 teams at the moment. Pitnet knocks it down, comes across there, Bailey, almost taken high. But then Chera did definitely get taken high, and that's a free kick to Carlton. So Chera now kicks it long. Inside the forward 50. They don't really have many options, though, to go long. But Charlie's one. Couldn't bring it down, though. Durden runs through. Can't take it. Ed Kerno gets the ball to boot. Now Berry gets the football, though, and kicks it away. It's a pretty poor kick, though. Akers goes up. Can't take the mark. Now Walsh does nicely. A little bit composure was actually good there. Kicks it inside the forward pocket, though. Andrews drops it, though. And now Charlie Kerno! Oh, from the impossible angle, just misses. So it looks like Harry Mackay is going to come back on. It looks like he had an HIA, but it looks like he's okay from that. Looks like he's past it, so it looks like he may come back on pretty soon. So McKenna now goes in short, finds Ashcroft. Been a bit quiet in this one tonight, Will Ashcroft. So Ashcroft now. Great smother there from Silvani, and hits it out of bounds. Keeps it inside, just inside the forward 50 here for Carlton. Ashcroft, that was a bit poor, to be honest. He should have done better there. Only had the 5 touches so far, Will Ashcroft. So back in the ruck, Pidnet knocks it down. Couldn't really get anyone, couldn't get a boot to it. Danaher has the ball but can't get it away. Walsh gets tackled by 2 Lions. Be a ball up. So Danaher tries to get the ball out of there. Ashcroft can't get it. Silvani fumbles it. Now Dunkley over the top to Ashcroft. He can't get it out. In fact, it's Sharp. Can't get it out of there. Be another ball up. So Pidnet knocks it out the back, but to no one in particular. McKenna just puts the boot to the ball, but really to no avail. Now Coleman in a one-on-one with Honey. They're running towards it. Coleman just keeps it along the ground, just sockers it forward. Again does the same thing, and that will be deliberate. Coleman did very well, though, to keep the ball running away from defence, but had to be deliberate. So Akers now has the football. Been poor in the second term with his kicking. Goes long with the kick towards the forward 50. Up goes Andrews. Great work from behind from Charlie Curnow. Brings it to ground. And now Motlop kicks it towards Motlop inside the forward 50. Rolls out of bounds. Be a forward stoppage. Brisbane fans are begging for deliberate, but they're not going to get it. So the umpire throws it in now. Curnow can't get the tap down. Rolls eventually to Akers. Gives it out to Chera. Chera can find some space. Kicks towards goal. Will it get there? Spoiled on the line. Now rolls towards the forward pocket. Durden's quicker than Coleman, but leaves it behind and rolls out of bounds. Umpire throws it in. Curnow knocks it down. Ashcroft, good tackle on Walsh. Still gets it out of there, though, Walsh. Curnow, can he get his foot to it? Tackled almost without it there, Charlie. And Coleman can't get the handball to Bailey. Rolls out of bounds. umpire now in the forward pocket. Throws it in again. Curno's dangerous with Danaher in the ruck. Andrews gets the football, immediately kicks it clear. What on there from Chincotta from behind to bring down McCarthy. Great tackle on McCluggage. And he's gone! Chincotta did brilliantly with that tackle there. And Chincotta, can he kick the goal? He's a long way out. Teammates look like they're pretty confident he's kicking. Great pressure there from Chincotta. Caused the spoil on McCarthy and then got straight back up and caused the tackle on McCluggage, and it's holding the ball. So Chincotta, for his first goal in AFL footy, he's done very good in his first few games of his career. From 50, kicks towards goal, Chincotta, he's left it out to the right. It fades back a bit, but just goes through for a behind. So kick into the pocket now, Brisbane. Finds Joe Danaher. So now Danaher goes long down the wing. It goes to a pack of players. Silvani goes up. Can't bring it down. Now Carlton can get the football. Ed Curnow over the top to Chera. And Chincotta gets taken down. Did get the handball away though, Chincotta. Bailey now can't get the ball. Chera tries to get it out of there. Bailey. Chincotta again. He's had a few moments here. Kicks it inside the forward 50. Motlop into 1-on-1. Should take it. Tried to take an inspirational mark. Couldn't bring it down. Charlie Curnow takes 3 players with him. Gives it off to Motlop and Carlton get one back. Mark that one down to Charlie Curnow in the forward 50. Just fighting hard against the Brisbane defenders. Brought it down and Carlton getting a late one in the second quarter. When Brisbane were threatening to take this one away a little bit, Carlton find one. So Harry Mackay came back on the field for Carlton fans. That's good news. His eye, the cheekbone just below his eye is actually swelled up a little bit. So that's probably where the injury occurred. So now out of the ruck, Hollands has the football. Gets taken high. Shrugged it high, so he'll get the free kick. It's actually called advantage though. Hewitt takes the football. He's got a player over the top. Does well there, Sharp, to eventually cause the handball, but made it slow it down. Chera gives it off to Durden. He's got an option inside the pocket. It's Harry Mackay. Just came on, back from the little injury that he had. And Harry Mackay, for about 45, 50 metres out, tough angle, but it's definitely on his side. He's on the right forward pocket, so great spot for a left footer to come around the body. He's too far out to snap it, but he can definitely come around on his left boot and get a little bit of angle for it. Kick it get a little bit of left to right. Kicks it towards goal. He looks like he's missed it wide, definitely. Goes to the top of the goal square, comes across, can't take the mark. Honey somehow got there. Coleman gets out the handball. Pitternet now in the goal square, gets tackled well. Just over a minute to go in the second term. Carlton have done very well not to have been blown away. Looked like Brisbane were about to take it away from them, but they've worked well in the past few minutes. Just got a goal, and they could get one here. Pitternet, right in the goal square. Now, Hewitt finds some space, tries to snap it, can't get enough onto it. And now Berry gets the football and just pumps it away. 1-on-1 Gunston. Young does well, but not a very good spoil. Only goes down to Ainsworth. He works it back to Charlie Cameron. Now Cameron kicks it down the wing. It's a poor one though. Holland's good mark. And Holland's got a few options inside. He finds McGovern. And now McGovern works it across. Good kick. Finds Silvani. Silvani goes inside the forward 50 over the top of Curnow. And now gets it to Ed Curnow, in fact. Tries to break the tackle of Berry, but he gets taken down well. Gets out the handball. Good tackle there from behind. It was Hewitt. It'll be a ball up. 38 seconds to go in this second term. So Carlton, 38 seconds to go. Would love another one going into half-time. Pitnet just blocks him out of it. That should be a free kick to Brisbane. And it will be McInerney with the free kick. So McInerney now goes long down the wing. Only 20 seconds to go. Up goes Kemp. Can't bring it down. Goes out of bounds. Nice little play. 14 seconds to go. Be pretty good in his second game of the season, Brody Kemp. So the umpire throws it in. McInerney knocks it down. McCluggage comes through. Can't bring it through. Chera over to Silvani. Can he get rid of it? Almost dropped that one. Then Hewitt gets taken down by Rayner. McCarthy can't get rid of it. Now Doherty has some space. Has the football. But unfortunately time's going to run out here. And Coleman takes the ball on half-time. So great work there from Carlton not to let this game blow out as it could have been. Because Brisbane was starting to dominate in that second term. But Carlton stuck strong. And eventually got a goal late there. Courtesy of Motlop. But at half-time, the scores are 6-3, 39 to Carlton, and then 7-7, 49 to Brisbane. Alright, let's have a look at this now. So top disposal getters on the ground so far, we have top disposal for all comers, Akers with 18, 16 to both Dunkley and Chera, 15 to both Walsh and McCluggage, take out the top 5. And then in terms of fantasy scores, we have Dunkley with the 81, Akers with the 73, Chera with the 60, McCluggage with the 56, and then rounding out the top 5 is Sam Doherty with the 54. But thanks guys, we'll be back at halftime. G'day guys, welcome back to the Boundary Riders podcast. This is episode 9, I believe, and we're getting up to round 8 now. Round 7 was pretty big. We had Port Adelaide come from behind to beat St Kilda. We had Geelong probably on the way back now, having their 4th win in a row. We saw Sydney lose a huge lead against the Giants, and the Giants caused an upset. We also saw Collingwood come back yet again to win against the Crows. As always, here with our co-host Jack, or Jackpot Junkies, over on Instagram. How did you think the round went this week?
Yeah, there was a couple close games. One a classic, obviously, with the Collingwood game, and then a couple blowouts like we saw on Saturday night with both of those pretty disappointing, not even AFL standard teams going at it.
Yeah, I thought that North Melbourne definitely off that honeymoon period of Alistair Clarkson. Now they've lost, 4 in a row, and the last 2 of the last 3 games they've looked dreadful against Brisbane and obviously Melbourne. So I think that's kind of the honeymoon period's over, and now Alistair Clarkson has to find some sort of magic out of that group.
Yeah, he's got to find out some diamonds in the rough. He's got to play the youth players that are going to be there for the future of their club. So
yeah, well, one thing that Alistair Clarkson did say during the week, he was talking about the new Tasmanian development, the new Tasmanian team that's suspected to be coming announced, I don't know, probably at the end of the year if they are going to have a team.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in the next couple of years. I don't know how it's going to be. But nonetheless, the government and the AFL have announced that there's going to be a $750 million budget or something for the new stadium down in Tasmania for the new team.
Yeah.
So what's your overall belief of the new Tassie team coming to the AFL?
I think it's needed for the AFL to be whole, if you want to say that. They're saying the stadium's not going to have a roof, which I'm pretty disappointed that they're not going to do that. Since it's right on the beach front, it's going to be extremely cold for everything that happens there. So, but I think it's in the capacity of the ground's going to be mid to 20,000.
So I have always said that Tasmania should have a team in the AFL. I think it's always been needed. I think Tasmania don't really have a lot of teams in context of like sports in Australia as well. I think they have an NBL team, and they also have obviously the Big Bash. But I think it's going to be very difficult in the beginning for a Tasmanian team to flourish. I think that they can most definitely, but a big thing that's being talked about is the fact that the stadium is going to cost way more than $750 million.
Yeah.
I've looked up a few things just before starting actually about things that like we got to look at from like the Giants and things like that. So the Giants stadium was estimated at like $900 million, and eventually it almost doubled the cost in the end of price, which was $1.6 billion.
Yeah.
So they're also saying that like they don't want to have a roof. They're saying that they're not going to have a roof on the Tasmanian stadium, which I don't know if that's going to be a good idea. I think it almost needs to.
Yeah, I think
to a certain extent, because the stadium is in Tasmania. It's 9 months, 10 months of the year. It's raining and cold. I think it'd be great for the stadium as a whole to be the second only stadium in the country that's got its roof on it, or AFL stadium anyway. I think that would be very beneficial as well. Like, you know, they could have a really cool roof over it that goes up and back. But that would double the price of the stadium. And if they're already estimating for $750 million for a stadium with no roof, it's like the Giants stadium that's cost $1.6 billion, I think they're going to be, if they are deciding to not keep a roof on it, they're at least looking at $1.5 billion, which is no mean feat. Obviously, that's a huge amount of money. And the Tasmanian government, I don't know the exact amount, but the Tasmanian government are paying for a bit of it. The AFL are only paying for about 15% of the total bill. And I think the Australian government and Tasmanian governments are paying for the majority of the rest, I think. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that. I 100% believe that the Tasmanian team should be for the AFL. I think that the whole state would get around it. It's not like the GWS and Gold Coast situation, because the fact is, they're not football states. Tasmania is a football state. But another thing as well is, how many kids are going to want to go down to Tasmania and play if they're not from Tasmania?
Yeah.
I think it's a big thing to leave the main, if you can say that, the main part of the island of Australia to go down to Tasmania where it's cold 9 months of the year. I personally love the cold, but I don't think a lot of kids around, 18 want to move down to Tassie.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it will be great, and I think that Alistair Clarkson did make a good point of how they could make it a fortress down there. Because if you learn the conditions down in Tasmania, in 3 or 4 years of the team's development and, growth, I mean, so many teams are going to go down there and not know the conditions very well, and all these players are just going to know it off by heart.
Yeah. As you saw with Hawthorn a couple of weeks ago when they played the Crows.
Yeah, they nearly knocked them off.
But, yeah.
And the Crows have got a terrible record down there and only just caught back, and I don't think against any other team they would have. So, I mean, I would love it as a Tasmanian team. I think it'd be great. I think that it'd have to be in Hobart, because Hobart's a lot more populated than the rest of Tasmania, like Launceston, for example.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit surprised that they just didn't want to redevelop one of the stadiums they've already got.
I think that's what they should have done. And, I was surprised that they didn't just decide to invest in one of the stadiums and completely demolish it and rebuild it to whatever they wanted to. Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't do that, and I feel like it would be a lot more of a money saver when they've already got 2 stadiums down there that hold sport.
The other reason was that for cricket, that's the reason that they're not having a roof on it, is because of the cricket, it doesn't really make sense since they play Big Bash.
Stadium.
They play the Big Bash at Marvel Stadium, so I think that's just a cop out. But
yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I think overall, 100%. I think the AFL almost need to have I think it'd be good to have a 19th or a 20th team, like 19 and 20 teams, because then the teams could just play once every single week of the year against each other, 20 rounds, instead of having 24 rounds. And I think the fixture as well is quite. I think the fixturing of the AFL lately has been fucking woeful. It's not fair to any team, because like some teams, like, I don't want to hate on the Crows, but they've had a very easy start to the year, only playing Carlton and Port Adelaide, I think, who are in the 8 at the moment.
Oh, and Collingwood.
And Collingwood. And the rest of the games they've had have been against Hawthorn, which is a pretty easy beat. They had Fremantle, who seem like easy beats this season. The GWS, who they lost to, which, yes, Sydney lost to them, but they should really beat the Giants. And that's I can't remember who else.
I think also, like, Carlton have the Eagles twice.
Yeah.
Which is, as we saw in the game, which we'll talk about later, which was demoralising.
Well, also as well, St Kilda, I think, have only left Victoria once this year.
Is that gather round when they moved?
I think it was that. I think it's the only time they've played outside of... Or maybe it's once or twice they've only played outside of Marvel this season, I think.
Yeah, because they played the 150th against Essendon at
The MCG. I think that is. I can't remember exactly, but I think definitely one of the Victorian teams have only left the state once this year. So I think that's a little bit unfair but I mean, it's pretty hard to do when they have 10 teams in Victoria, 8 teams in Victoria. I can't even remember now. But I think as well they've talked they could bring in a 20th team, and one of them could be a South Australian club.
What I've heard is that they would do it for one of the teams up north in WA, around there, to get the NT and WA into it, sort of thing.
Okay, I've heard Norwood. Maybe an option as well. I think that it should be a third club if it's going to be one of those. It has to be. I think it should be South Australia. That's not just bias, but I think we saw how well Gather Round went. And to be honest, where's the club going to be built where it's well in WA higher up?
Yeah, like I think Broome probably is the only area.
But it's a country town, isn't it? A country area. I don't know if that's going to fill a whole AFL. Like the thing is as well, if you're going, let's say you're coming down to South Australia for the weekend to go watch the footy, where are you going to go? I mean, you're going to go to Norwood. That's not too far away from the CBD. If you want to go to Broome to go watch AFL football once every 2 weeks, for example.
Yeah.
Once a fortnight. You know, you want to go see a team. Is anyone going to go up to Broome to fucking go see the footy? But I don't know. Maybe it would work. I just think as well that Optus Stadium... I don't know. I just think it'd be kind of weird for Perth to get it. Well, Western Australia. But nonetheless, I wanted to talk about now AFL 23. So we talked about it last week. We gave a little bit of our thoughts about it. I think it's going to be the best AFL game that we've seen. I just had a few issues with the pricing of it, considering it's a $79 game and it's also going to have microtransactions. So that was my issue with it. It does look quite good. I think it looks a little bit clunky in some areas as well, but I've seen a few videos of gameplay that's seen so far and it's actually looked okay. But obviously one thing that was mentioned as well is this game is going to have like an ultimate team feature, and it's also going to have like AFL's version of icons from FIFA, which are legend players. Now, AFL actually recently released two players from every single team in the AFL, and I've named 2 legends for each of them.
Yeah.
So today, I thought it'd be a good idea that me and my brother have gone through. Haven't looked at them yet, but we've made like a little list of like two other players in different teams that could have been legends or will come in the future. Because I think they've said that they will bring future AFL legends to this game, which I think is good.
Yeah, which they kind of have to do since it's a new game that they got to make it.
Because this game's not going to be like FIFA. It comes out every year. I think it will be like a 2 or 3 or 4 year thing. So, because I don't think big ant studios who make the game are going to be able to make a game every single year. I think that's a little bit... I don't think there's any chance of that happening. But nonetheless, we've gone through and we've wrote down a little list together of like 2 different players, and I guess I'll start. We got Adelaide. I've picked McLeod and Simon Goodwin. I think they would both be pretty good additions to the game. Who have you got for the Crows?
I went McLeod as well, and I went Rashudo for...
Yeah, so I mean, all of them are premiership players for the Crows in 98, 99, so I think that'd be fair enough. Also, if you do see this, guys, let me know down below who you believe what legend player you would like to see. I've tried to go for a lot more players that you guys have seen, because I'm assuming... I'm surprised a lot of the legends that they've picked are players of like in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah. I mean, how many people from the 80s and the 90s are going to be playing this game? I don't know if there's going to be many. I'm surprised they haven't picked more from like the 2000s and whatever. But after that, we got to Brisbane. I've picked Jason Ackermanis and Jonathan Brown. I'm very surprised Jonathan Brown isn't in this game, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well, but I picked the same as well for the legends that should have probably been in the game.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how they picked these legends. I'm assuming that they had to ask these players for, like, their name rights and whatever. And maybe some people didn't want to be a part of the game, which is totally fair. But I think a lot of the players that they've picked are quite strange. Next up, though, for Carlton, I picked Cade Simpson and Mark Murphy.
Yeah, I went Cade Simpson as well, but I went for Vola, which I'm surprised that they didn't go with him either, since I thought they would go with some characters, which are different, a bit out there players, but...
Yeah, I mean, they could have been well enough. For Collingwood, I have to mention this. Why did they pick David Cloak?
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought, I thought they just misprinted Travis Cloak.
Yeah, I was very surprised that David Cloak, of all people, got into this game. There are so many legends for Collingwood, and they picked David Cloak.
Yeah,
I was
you
very
could have
surprised
picked
by
anyone, really.
Yeah, so I chose Dane Swan and Nick Maxwell.
Yeah, I went, which everyone should pretty much know by now, is Peter Dacos. We've all seen him pretty much every week in the AFL this year.
Yeah, when one of the Dacos brothers have a decent game, they're always in the stands at the MCG.
Yeah, and I went with Alan Didak as well, with a good forward pocket he was. So
yeah, so next we get to Essendon, and this one is so surprising that this player wasn't picked, but I picked James Hird. I don't know if that's because the AFL don't like him anymore or whatever, but I felt that was very surprising. And I also picked Jobe Watson.
Yeah,
I mean, was a Brownlow medalist until he got it taken away from him, but
I picked the same as well. Like I think, I don't know. Yeah, like I think the people they did choose for Essendon was probably right in Fletcher and Matthew Lloyd. So there's a lot to choose for Essendon. So
yeah. After that, I think this is probably the one that they got the most correct, which is Fremantle. They picked Pavlich and David Mundy. I think that's pretty well fair enough. But for two legends for Freo, I picked Aaron Sandland and Hayden Ballantyne. I think they were pretty legendary players for their club in their day. Maybe not so much Ballantyne, but I still think he'd probably deserve a spot.
Yeah, I went with Sandlands, but I also went with Luke McFarlane. I thought he was always a good player, centre half back for the Dockers. So surprised by that one.
Yeah. So after that, we've got the Gold Coast and the Giants. Now, because I was very when I was thinking about it, I could not think of a person I could think of other than Gary Ablett for the Gold Coast, which I know you've picked.
That's the obvious one. Yeah. So
I was very surprised. It was very hard to pick legends for these clubs, just because a lot of the players who I would define as a legend for these clubs haven't retired yet. Like, for example, I think David Swallow for the Gold Coast would be one.
That's the obvious one.
And for the Giants, Callum Ward probably, and Phil Davis would probably be my two picks for them. But obviously they haven't retired yet, so they can't become legends. But I know you've picked a couple.
Yeah, I went with Gary Ablett Jr. You just had to. I was surprised he wasn't actually picked. I don't know, maybe it was because of the Geelong factor that was there. I couldn't really pick another one for the Gold Coast. Really, I went Nathan Bock, but that was the only thing I picked. And for the Giants, where did I go? It was I went Ryan Griffin and Chad Corns for them, but there was not many other people you choose from. Maybe Stevie J, obviously.
Yeah,
Johnson.
Other than that, it's really hard to pick from the Giants ones as well.
Because
Because again, a lot of them haven't retired yet. So I think that was a bit difficult one, but yeah, I think that was pretty well good enough. After that, we get to Geelong. I've picked Cameron Mooney and Jimmy Bartell. Now, there are obviously so many legendary players for Geelong. I'm sure you picked a couple as well.
Yeah, I went for the backman. I went for the Matthew Scarlett, pretty much says what itself, and Corey Enright. They were both pretty lethal as a
defensive unit back there at the time.
Defensive unit in their premiership window.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Darren Milburn, they've got Andrew Mackey, Joel Corey, Stevie J. I mean, the Geelong, they could probably fill out a whole team of a legends team for the Geelong. So, I mean, they were very good in their day. After that, though, we get to Hawthorn. Again, Hawthorn had so many players in their premiership era when, Jared Ruffhead, Jesus Christ, I've just completely gone blank. Cyril Rioli. I think that he could be a part of that. I'm very surprised with Hawthorn's picks.
Yeah.
I mean, not so much Jason Dunstall. I get that he was one of the top goal scorers of all time.
Yeah.
But Platten, I don't even know. I remember when he played. I think it was in the 70s or the 80s. But John Platten, of all people, I thought that was a very surprising pick. But I've went with Sam Mitchell and Luke Hodge, both probably their best midfielders of their day, and also Luke Hodge obviously playing at half back for a lot of his career, late in his career as well. Went up to Brisbane for a little bit, but I mean they have got players who have played in multiple clubs, so I'm not too surprised that Luke Hodge is on. I would put Luke Hodge as a Hawthorn legend.
Yeah, I went Sam Mitchell and I went Shane Crawford. Like, yeah, I think there was a lot of people to pick from for him. So, yeah, surprised I didn't go like in the game a bit. Yeah, in the 90s, 2000s, but
I think one thing they may have thought of when picking these legends as well, maybe like Sam Mitchell couldn't be one because he's a coach. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Hawthorn. Maybe with Brisbane as well, they didn't pick. They did pick Michael Voss.
Yeah.
So they could pick them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's kind of weird, but anyway. After that, we've got Melbourne, and I've picked Nathan Jones. Alrighty, guys. Second half is underway. Let me just get this. So a free kick will go to Brisbane, and they drive it inside the forward 50, courtesy of Coleman. From the back, Young does nicely, thumps it down. Charlie Cameron gets out the handball, and now McCluggage tumbles it towards goal. Couple of options, it rolls, and it rolls out of bounds. So umpire throws it in now. McInerney thumps it forward only as far as Akers. Had his moments tonight, then thumps it away. And another poor kick from Blake Akers. His kicking has been pretty poor tonight. And Bailey takes the football. Poor kick from Blake Akers. And now a chance for Bailey to kick Brisbane their first of the second half. He's already kicked one tonight, Zach Bailey. To kick his second. Comes out to the right a little bit. Kicks a little bit out to the right. Fades back beautifully. And Brisbane get the first goal of the second half. Great finish from Zach Bailey, and Brisbane get the first goal of the second half. It's a poor kick from Blake Akers. He had so much time to dispose of the ball properly, but he just kicked it away. Did not even think about it, and it was a poor decision. He had way more time than that, Blake Akers, and his kicking has been atrocious. I think he's got the most disposals on the ground at the moment. Yeah, he had the most disposals at half-time, and it was just a waste. He's done so many wasted kicks already in this game. But now Dunkley out of the clearance, kicks it long. McGovern comes back with the flight, but drops it. Now Akers owes him a goal, kicks it in short. Nice kick, finds Doherty. That's a better kick. So now Doherty has the football. Has a leading Walsh, decides not to go there. Decides to go longer. So now Doherty, long kick. 2 on 2. Silvani goes up, can't bring it down. Now tackled well there. It was Leston. Be a ball up. Forward half side for the wing here for Brisbane. Carlton. So back in the ruck now. Bad throw up. McInerney comes through, takes the ball, and now McCluggage kicks it away. But a free kick has been pulled out here. It'll be a free kick to McCluggage for a hold against him there. I think it was from Hewitt. So McCluggage has the football now. Kicks it down the line. Good kick. Finds Dunkley. So now Dunkley. He's had a brilliant start to this game. Probably been best on ground so far. Kicks it long. Towards the forward 50. Pack forms. Up goes Kemp. Almost took the mark. Probably should have in the end. Bailey gets rid of it. Now McCluggage runs through nicely. Danaher for about 55. Kicks it towards the top of the goal square. Burying a one-on-one. Probably should have marked it. Curnow can't get there. Gets bundled off of it. Now Berry picks it up. Gets tackled by 2 Blues. And it'll be a ball up. Probably should have marked that in the end, Barry. He did the body work early on Ed Curnow. Just didn't bring the ball down with him. In fact, actually, you know what? Curnow actually threw an arm at it and hit it. So you got to give him credit for that. McInerney knocks it down. Immediately down to Cameron, who gets taken down. But another ball up. Another throw up. Pitnet knocks it down. Brisbane players everywhere here. Charlie Cameron gives it off. McCluggage. Berry from an impossible angle. Kicks it towards the top of the goal square. Cut back forms, but Carlton player in Lewis Young comes back with the fly. Takes a good mark. Has Saad to give the handball off to. So Saad now has a bit of space to work into, but not many options to kick it to. So he just kicks it up in the air. About a 30-metre kick and about a 60-metre kick in the air. Probably not that high, but anyway, he's kicked it on the full. Starskovic will take the free kick here for Brisbane. So now Starskovic kicks it inside the forward 50 once again to a pack of players. A lot more Carlton players, and one of them is Young again. Good mark. Probably will have a better option now than give it to Saad. Oh, no, he's giving it back to Saad. Saad just decides to go long down the wing again. Not too many options. Comes through there, Payne can't bring it down. And now at the back is Charlie Curnow. Curnow has time, kicks it long, goes towards Wilmot. He can't trap it. Now Walsh can't pick it up, but Wilmot comes through with a bit of pace. Kicks it inside the forward 50 with a little bit of an outsider job, and he finds Joe Danaher. Hasn't had too many touches tonight, Darcy Wilmot. In fact, I think he's got the lowest on the ground for Brisbane. But that was a play of a bit of excitement. And then the kick. Inside-outer job there from Darcy Wilmot finds Joe Danaher leading inside the forward 50. And a chance now to give Brisbane the highest lead of the game. It's Joe Danaher, he's kicked one tonight. It was a brilliant goal from outside 50, but this is his first set shot. So Joe Danaher, 40 metres out from goal. He's had problems with this in the past. He leaves it out to the left, goes through just for a behind. So now Saad from the defensive goal square. Doesn't have many options. So again, what he has to do is just kick it away. And he hooks it inside. It's another terrible kick. Coming out of defence, Carlton have been very poor. And Adam Saad with another poor one there. Turns it over, and Dunkley now has had a brilliant game so far. Has a chance to kick Brisbane to their highest lead of the match. So to give Brisbane the highest lead of the match to a 23-point lead. Awkward run-up, and he kicks it out on the full. Well, Brisbane, this may root to hurt them later on in the game. They've had a couple of opportunities to kick clear, but they haven't taken their chances. So Newman will take the free kick in the defense in the back pocket. In short, or a dangerous kick, but finds Doherty just. Hasn't had too many touches tonight, Doherty. Been very good though. He's been playing a little bit more midfield lately. He had a lot of tackles though. He's very good in the defensive attributes of the game. Goes along with the kick. Pack forms. Cripps can't bring it down. Pidnet just dropped the football. Lucky to get away with it. Honey goes in there. Can't get the handball out. Now eventually McCluggage gets it out. Now kicks it inside the 450. Dunkley rolls and rolls and rolls out of bounds. So again, they're inside the 450 of Brisbane. They dominated the first half of the second quarter, Brisbane, but then Carlton caught back. Well, Carlton will have to do that again because Brisbane have dominated the first half of his third term. Well, first quarter of it, anyway. And a free kick off the ball will go to Brisbane. Newman's given away a poor free kick, and Neil has got a high one. Well, he grabs at his chin nonetheless. Have to look at the replay, but no matter what he did there, it's poor what he's done there, Newman. There was no need to hit a player off the ball there, Nick Newman. So here we go. Here's off the ball. Nick Newman comes through and he... It was his... I don't want to see a different replay of that because from what it looked like, it just looked like a bump. But nonetheless, Lachie Neale comes in and he's missed. Another point to Brisbane. So now Chinchota gives it short, gives it to Young, and he goes across the board. It's a dangerous kick, but Newman takes the mark. Carlton just can't even get it out of defensive 50 at the moment. Newman goes long with the kick down the wing. Across comes Dunkley. Great mark. I said earlier in the call that Dunkley probably is nowhere near hit his form that he did at the Bulldogs, but tonight he's played some brilliant football. Maybe with the loss of Zorko, he's just taken the responsibility on, which is great to see. Kicks it inside the forward 50. And then Kemp can't get rid of it. Danaher tries to break past his teammate, threw that away. Surely threw that away. So Akers just gives it out to Young, and Young gets taken down, another ball up. That was a shocking call by the umpire. Danaher has just completely thrown that out. So now McInerney knocks it down. Akers just gets the handball out. Doherty just kicks it into an opponent. The great tackle there from Rayner, but Walsh gets rid of it. Chink Cotter over the top to Akers. Now Newman. Eventually they find a free man, which is Akers. And Akers just thumps it out of defensive 50. Mackay's got to go. Can't bring it down. Almost grabbed that one there, Payne out of nowhere. Comes through there. Starskiewicz gets taken high. Can't get rid of it. Honey over now to Akers. He gives a handball across to Doherty. Flat-footed though. Poor handball. Akers can't get past Dunkley. Great tackle. And taken out of bounds. So 6 inside 50s in this third term to Brisbane. Carlton yet have it inside their forward 50. And I'm going to tell you, it's been pretty obvious. So now McInerney almost got his arm held there. Chera can't get rid of it. Works back hard to get onto it though. Back to Chincotta over the top. Now Akers. Now Carlton have a bit of a chance. He goes in short, good find. He finds Walsh there, Saar. Good kick. So now Walsh goes long with the kick. But again, another poor kick at all. I don't know who he was kicking to. But he's kicked it straight to Leicester. So now Leicester goes long with the kick. 1-on-1. Kemp comes across, can't bring it down. It'll be a free kick to Brisbane. McInerney will get it. McInerney's got Ashcroft on his right. Decides not to give it, though. So instead, he'll go long with the kick. Inside the forward pocket, a couple of players go towards it. It's not the best kick. Up goes Danaher, can't bring it down. Young can't either. Wiedering gets pushed in the back. Umpire doesn't call it. Hang on, maybe he has. And McCarthy's given away a 50-metre penalty, it looks like. So Danaher's given away a poor free kick, and then Brisbane have automatically thought that they've got the free, so they've played on. McCarthy's given away 50, so now Carlton finally get out of the pressure hold that Brisbane had. Wiedering immediately goes out wide. Good kick, finds Curnow. Ed Curnow goes out wide. Great kick and finds Charlie Curnow, who immediately goes in short. The great kick finds Honey. Great play there from Carlton. Great work there from both the Curnow brothers. And a great kick there from Charlie. Found Honey on a great little lead. Little J lead. Little curve lead. Great play. So now Honey. Carlton have been pretty well dominated in this third term, but a chance to bring it back to 2 goals. Honey comes in, kicks towards goal. He's left it out to the right, and he's missed. Just, I don't know what that kick was. He kicked it way too high, and it's gone through for a behind. That was Carlton's first score of the third term. So now Carlton lock it in. McGovern gets the turnover. Coleman runs into it, can't grab it. Honey fumbles it. Now Payne gets tackled by Durden. Somehow gets the handball. McKenna can't gather it. Now Honey works hard to try and get onto it. Andrews tackles him well. Good tackle there. Big ball up inside the forward pocket here for Carlton. So Brisbane have dominated this third term, but yet only have a 7-point differential to show for it. Now it's thumped out of bounds. They had a 10-point lead at half-time. They currently lead by 17. So Pitnet currently off the ground, so Silvani has to go into the ruck against McInerney. In the ruck, McInerney gets the tap immediately, grabs his own ball, kicks it out of there. Now Chera picks it up, can't get the handball too clean to Akers, so he gets it back to Kemp. Good kick, finds Hewitt. He's fended, that's holding the ball. He's fended to get away from Rayner, but Rayner, good tackle. Holding the ball, free kick to Brisbane. So now Rayner at the half-back flank. Goes long down the wing. Up towards Camp, who can't get there. Danaher did well. Knocked down straight to Sharp. Sharp goes long with a great kick. Gunston can run onto this. Does well, Gunston. Taps it over to Charlie Cameron. He'll blitz Young away. And Charlie Cameron with a little bit of a special on Friday night. Great finish from Charlie Cameron. And Brisbane take a game-high lead of 23 points. Great finish there from Charlie. Great work there from Gunston as well. Instead of going for the ball, he just tapped it forward. Good play. Another great goal there for Brisbane. This could be a bit of a... Brisbane could threaten to take this game right away from Carlton here. Currently, Jacob Wiedering has a little bit of an elbow issue. He's looking at... The doctor's taking a look at it at the moment. But it was great work in the end there from all Brisbane players in that contest. First, Danaher in a 2-on-1 really in the air. Brought it to ground. Sharp read it brilliantly. And he's had a good game tonight, Harry Sharp. Probably hasn't had too many touches, to be honest. But he's played well. He's currently only had the 7 touches. But when he's had the ball, he's done something with it, Sharp. And he's played brilliantly. So the umpire now thumbs it down. Pidnet knocks it down nicely. Gives it to Cripps. Cripps off to Doherty. Gets tackled well there by Brisbane. And he's gone. Oh, that's holding the ball. Surely. Anyway, Ashcroft doesn't get the free kick. Good tackle, though. Ball up now in the middle. Up goes Danaher. Knocks it down. Straight down to Cripps, though. He can't gather it too cleanly. McCluggage does nicely. Then taps it back over the top with a nice little handball with Danaher. He thumps it forward. It tumbles towards the forward 50. Great little tap on there, McGovern. He gets a free kick. Great work there from McGovern. So McGovern now, right on centre half back. Goes out wide, 1-on-1 here for Jack Silvani. Can't bring it down. Does well, though, to bring it to ground, though, for Newman. Newman just tumbles it forward. And first player to get there, though, is Payne. He picks it up and kicks it long again. Long kick to Gunston. He can't bring it down. McGovern gets back first. Nice little handball. Gives it off to Kemp. And Kemp goes inside. Good kick. He finds Doherty. And Doherty goes straight across there to Cripps. And now they're working across the ground. Great kick there from Cripps. He finds Honey. Had a few touches in the last few minutes, Josh Honey. Hasn't had too many options, though. So decides to go long. Probably not the worst option. Goes long to Harry Mackay. Can't bring it down, though. And then Harris Andrews just takes it out of bounds. Brisbane have played brilliantly tonight. So back in the ruck now. Just outside forward 50 here for Carlton. Pidnet will get there first. Probably can take it out of there. Poor tap, though. Straight down to Danaher, who kicks it about 60 metres with a flat kick. And now Hipwood can get onto it. If he's clean, he'll get away. Does well there, Kemp, to pause the pressure. Now Gunston breaks off the tackle there of Sard, but eventually gets it smothered out of bounds there from Kemp. He's had a brilliant night, Brody Kemp. So back in the ruck again on the outer side on the wing. Pidnet probably needs to take a little bit more advantage in the ruck here at times. He's had a lot of easy taps, but he's just tapped it down to not really anyone in particular. But now Doherty will get the clearance long. Up goes Charlie Curnow, gets knocked down. Almost came down quite awkwardly. And now Sharp has time. Has the football. Drives it inside the forward 50. 1-on-1 for Brisbane. Where Hipwood goes up. Takes out Young high. And that'll be a free kick. So a free kick to Young. So Young goes in short, finds Doherty. So it looks like Doherty's been moved to half back at the moment, just to give a little bit of stability back there for Carlton. So Doherty doesn't have too many options, so he has to go on the outer side down the wing, 1-on-1. It's Cripps in a 1-on-1. Good play, couldn't bring it down though. Now Ainsworth does nicely to get back onto it. Breaks out wide, kicks it inside the forward 50 to a 1-on-1. Up goes Hipwood, can't bring it down. But Gunston on the gather, kicks it towards the top of the 50. 2-on-1 in Brisbane's favour. Charlie Cameron out the back. And Brisbane have another one. Charlie Cameron's had a brilliant night. He's got 4. Great work there from Charlie Cameron. He's had a brilliant night. He just had no answers for them, Carlton. Newman, I don't think's the matchup. He just doesn't keep up with him on the ground. And he's not strong enough in a one-on-one. And Newman knew he lost it as soon as that ball got to ground. So umpire thumps it down. Pidnet knocks it down, but only down to Lockie Neal. And Brisbane is starting to dominate in this third term. Goes long with the kick. It goes out towards the commentary side wing. And great tackle there from Akers to bring Bailey over the line to be a ball in. So Jacob Wiedering is back on the ground, but he does have his elbow strapped. Charlie Curno's now off the ground. Don't think there's anything too untoward, though. So now, in the ruck, Pidnet takes it out of there, but it was a poor play. Dunkley, Ashcroft, and now Berry somehow gets the handball out to McKenna, and McKenna kicks towards the forward 50. Side will get there first, and a good mark. Currently down by 29 points, Carlton. And they don't look like they have many answers in short. Poor kick, though, by Sard. Somehow takes the mark there, Hewitt. Good play. So now Hewitt doesn't have many options to go to, so decides to drive it long towards Silvani. Silvani comes out and takes the mark. He's got Walsh with a handball, decides not to. They're going too slow at the moment, Carlton. They just don't want to move the ball quickly. So he goes long now. Harry Mackay in a 2-on-1. Did well to cause the ball to get to the ground. Good tackle there from Honey. That should be holding the ball. Leicester did not get rid of that legally. Somehow they get away with it. And now Brisbane working away through Starskovich. Goes short. Great kick in the end. Finds Hipwood. Immediately goes, but he's gone. Great work there from Sard. Poor play there from Hipwood. He went immediately, but didn't do anything with the ball. Gives off the handball Sard to Hewitt. And now Hewitt drives it towards the forward 50. It's Durden and Hewitt. Durden and Mackay, but Andrews comes across, takes the mark. Kicks it in short, finds McKenna. McKenna works it across. Oh, poor kick, though. In fact, it's McKenna. Wilmot, and now McKenna has the football. Gives off the handball. Starskovich doesn't have too many options, so decides to work it back. Finds Dunkley. Brilliant night tonight, Dunkley. Probably best on ground with Charlie Cameron at the moment. Kitty Coleman's coming off the ground at the moment. Doctors are looking at him. Looks like he may have been grabbing at a hamstring, Coleman. So that could be a really big news for Brisbane. He's such a great distributor of the ball. So now ends has the football, goes long with the kick, 1-on-1. Young has the football, but just gave it away. And now Bailey could almost kick Brisbane to the win. Bailey kicks the goal, and Brisbane take a 35-point lead. They're firing away here, Brisbane. Bailey's got 3, and they are in deep trouble at the moment, Carlton. They've only won 3 of their past, one of their past 3, Carlton, and that one win was against West Coast. So maybe they just aren't up to it at the moment, Carlton. They have no sort of plan when going forward. It's just bomb it long to Charlie Curnow or Harry Mackay and just make them fight for it. And it's not a play that they can just stand with at the moment. It's poor footy from Carlton, and Brisbane are just taking advantage at the moment. Bailey's got 3. Pinnet knocks it down. Through comes Hewitt, does nicely, gives off the handball. Walsh. And now Walsh cuts it across his body. Not a bad option. Motlop runs through. Wasn't strong enough over the football, but does work back onto it nicely. Wilmot and Motlop fight for the football. Be a ball up. So Pinnet knocks it down straight to Walsh. Walsh kicks it clear. As she tumbles inside the forward 50 for Carlton. Berry will get back there first. Good tackle there from Durden. But Harris Andrews holds off the back nicely. With a poor kick though from Andrews. Stays in bounds somehow and it rolls out of bounds. Umpire throws it in. Pidnet tries to get a knockdown. Silvani breaks past Hewitt. Gives it off to Hollands. If they could get a player clear here, Carlton, they're away. Hollands gives it back to Hewitt. Kicks it towards the top of the goal square, but Payne will get there first. Carlton didn't read it. And Payne just tells his teammates to slow it down. Goes in short, finds Dunkley. Looks like Matthew Kennedy's just about ready to jump on here from Carlton. They definitely need someone to breathe a little bit of life into Carlton at the moment. They're just playing so slow. Not that Kennedy's that much of a faster player, but still. Up goes Danaher, can't bring it down. Thump forward there from Pidnet. Somehow Berry gets out the handball. McInerney working hard on the ground. And now it just rolls out of bounds from Ainsworth. He's played pretty well tonight, Noah Ainsworth. Sam Walsh is a player that needs to get into this game. He's had 15 touches, but 12 of them have been handballs. Just can't get into it at the moment, Sam Walsh. In the ruck, Pidnet probably takes McInerney high. And McInerney takes the free kick. So McInerney goes in short. Finds Ashcroft. So it looks like Brisbane would be happy to just take this lead in the three-quarter time. There's still 4 minutes to go. But it doesn't look like Brisbane are in a hurry to move this ball. Great kick there from McKenna. So it looks like Lewis Young is out of this game here for Carlton. So a bit surprising. Brisbane have a lot of forwards down there, and it looks like they've just taken him out of the game. Trying to get a bit of run into it, but I don't know about Lewis Young as the option to take out of this game. So now McCluggage jams inside the forward 50. Up goes Cameron in a one-on-one. Can't bring it down. Wiedering. Somehow gets the handball away. Gunston kicks it towards the top of the goal square. It goes out across the pocket. Awkward bounce. Just bounces out of bounds, though, inside the forward pocket here for Brisbane. So forward 50 stoppage here for Brisbane. They get another one. This game is all but over, I believe. 4 goals in this third term for Brisbane. Umpire lobs it in. McInerney tries to get it down. Cameron tries to break past. Good tackle there from Pidnet. Walsh gets the kick away. It's a dangerous kick though. Wilmot goes up. Does nicely to bring it to ground. Cripps gets the hands free. Gives it off to Curnow. Curnow gives it to Charlie Curnow. And now Carlton are finally away. Walsh doesn't have any options to go to though. So has to go short. He finds Mackay. And now Carlton again just don't have any options forward. So he has to go short. He finds Silvani. Silvani goes over the top of Cripps. It's a poor kick. Poor option. Good play there from Dern to knock Dunkley off the football. But now a nice kick from Berry. And Brisbane are happy to stop it here. Goes in short to McKenna. Poor play again from Carlton. They finally got some open space to move it forward. And they just had no options. And then it was poor football moving the ball forward with the kicking. So now Berry on the wing. Brisbane are happy to slow this game down now. Goes across, finds Starskovic. He finds Hipwood. Good kick. Brisbane are just happy to move this ball slowly. They're happy to take a 35-point lead in the three-quarter time. Carlton just aren't willing to man him up. Goes long down towards the forward 50. Up goes Hipwood. Good mark. He takes it. Doesn't have many options. It just goes long to a one-on-one. Charlie Cameron can't get there. Bounces off of Newman's foot. Bailey to kick his 4th. Oh, you bet he does. Brisbane having a party here in Melbourne. Friday night. They're playing some brilliant football. Bailey and Charlie Cameron, both with 4 goals. Had brilliant nights, those two. And the Carlton fans are starting to leave. Not even the 4th quarter. So Brisbane at the moment, obviously Collingwood still have a game to play, but they are currently top of the ladder with percentage. And Carlton currently sitting 6th, but if a couple of teams can win over the weekend, they could possibly be out. Oh, wait, no, they can't be out of the 8, but they'll be teetering on the 8. So Pidnet knocks it down. Lockie Neal does nicely to get the kick away. And now over the top, Bailey gives it to Dunkley, and he thumps it inside the forward 50. Newman should mark, and he does. Newman plays for the 50, won't get it. Newman played on there, goes in short, good kick. He finds Hewitt. They got to go, Carlton. I don't know why they keep on stopping. They just had to give that one to Sard. So Hewitt goes across the ground, short kick, good find, finds Chincotta. Been quiet in this third term. This will be his first touch. Chincotta goes long on the wing. Good kick. Matthew Kennedy wasn't strong over the football, though. Good spoil there from Leicester. Now, Kennedy just grabs the football, eventually gets it out to Honey. Now Doherty opens up to Silvani. Finally, Carlton are moving it quickly. Gets towards the top of the 50. Short little kick to Curnow. Great mark. Finally, Carlton moved the ball quickly. And look what happens. They finally get it forward. And this will bring it back to under 6 goals. Charlie Curnow's only got the one tonight, the one goal. He's been quiet, but Carlton haven't given him any favours. They've moved the ball so slowly coming out, going inside forward 50. But if Charlie Curnow can get this could give Carlton some sort of momentum going into the final quarter. So Charlie Curnow in the forward pocket. Bit of a tough angle. Kicks towards goal. He's hooked it to the right, to the left. It's gone through for a behind. The Carlton fans are pretty pissed off with how this performance has been tonight. So Starskovic has the football now in the back pocket. Goes in short, finds Payne. I still don't... Yeah, so Lewis Young has been subbed out, but no one knows why. There's no reason to bring him off the ground because Brisbane have two or three key forwards most of the time. Well, two. But, I mean, they don't need to bring him off the ground. Sorry, three. They've got Gunston, Danaher, and Hipwood. Why would they take him off? It makes no sense. Nonetheless, that is three-quarter time. Brisbane's had a 40-point lead going into the final quarter. They played brilliantly in that third term and took this game right away from Carlton. The Carlton fans are leaving down the terraces. They're not happy with this performance at all, and I can't say I'll blame them, to be honest. Dunkley is currently on 139 fantasy points at three-quarter time. What the fuck? Holy shit. Alright, let's bring up statistics now, guys, and we'll go into the final quarter in a minute. It's the wrong game. Do you really want to live forever? Alrighty, guys. So three-quarter time, we have current disposal getters on the ground. Highest is Josh Dunkley, probably being best on ground tonight. I think with the 27 touches, he's played brilliantly. Highest disposal getter on the ground for Carlton is Blake Acres with the 26. After that, we have Sam Walsh, Hugh McGuigan, and Chera all with 22. And then for the fantasy watchers out there, we have highest at three-quarter time, minding you, Josh Dunkley with a whopping 139 points with a quarter to go. He's played brilliantly. After that, we have Sam Doherty with the 98, Blake Acres with the 96, Jared Berry with the 86, and rounding out the top 5 is Charlie Cameron with the 81. Holy shit, how the fuck does he have that many? He's got 10 tackles, 9 marks. He's kicked the ball, which I think has been huge for Brisbane. He's kicking the ball forward. I think that's like underrated. Like having 27 touches and having 18, 19 handballs, who gives a crap, honestly? But if you're moving the ball, you're actually helping your team. Do do do. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, epic dub. Who fucking cares? Sorry, I was just thinking of a new reality show coming to TV. Who gives a fuck? I don't think they're a fast-moving team at all. They're fucking... Sorry, a slow-moving team at all. They're a fast-moving team, but they're fucking not doing that. They're going so fucking slow. Like, move the fucking football. Christ. Bum, 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 bum. So Carlton down by 40 points at the moment. Brisbane have dominated through that third term and have really taken this game away from Carlton. I don't think there's too many things they can do now. They have to start moving the ball and lowering their eyes and getting... They can't just keep on bombing it to the Charlie Curnow and Harry Mackay inside the forward 50. It's not working. It hasn't worked all night. And really, it hasn't worked for the past month. Yes, it worked against West Coast, but let's be honest, they're playing a waffle team at the moment. Carlton have only kicked one... Yeah, they've only kicked one goal since quarter time. So, because they can't find they can't find Curnow or Mackay inside the forward 50, there's nothing they can do. Umpire thumbs it down for last quarter. In the stoppage now, it looks like Carlton will get the first clearance. Up goes Silvani, can't bring it down. Starskovich just thumps it away. Rayner comes through, gets taken almost high there from Ed Curnow. Somehow gets boot to ball nicely. It just thumps it forward. It tumbles towards the forward 50. Wiedering just takes the tackle nicely. Get dragged down, it'll be a ball up. So now in the ruck. Pidnett knocks it down. Ashcroft came through, couldn't grab it. Sard gets it out of there, just kicks it long. Towards the centre of the ground, Coleman can't bring it down. He's came back on the ground, which is good to see. Honey comes through. Starskovich runs with him. Honey's done well to get onto the football, but doesn't have many options. Good tackle there from Coleman. Kennedy. Now it's the football. Good tackle there from Dunkley. He's had a brilliant night. Best game for Brisbane so far in his Brisbane career. He's played brilliantly, Josh Dunkley. So now in the ruck, Pidnett comes across. Probably got the tap. Cripps can't get out of there. Good tackle there from Neil and Dunkley. Be another ball up. Cripps has been pretty quiet tonight. He hasn't done much, to be honest. I don't think many of the Carlton players can really stand up and say they played brilliantly. Comes through there. Kennedy can't bring it out of there, so be another throw in. Probably Doherty has probably been their best, in my opinion. I think Akers probably has the touches, but I don't think he's done very well with the ball at all. He's made some terrible turnovers. He's currently had 13 touches in this game, Paddy Cripps. He's been very quiet. In the ruck, McInerney just thumps it toward the boundary, and again, we're going to be another ball in. So back in the ruck, Pidneck brings it down. Sharp comes through, gets tackled well there by Walsh. Another stoppage it looks like will come through here. Umpire should just pay a free kick. This is fucking boring as bad shit. Currently, at the moment, Lachie Neale's only had the 18 touches. Probably hasn't had his biggest night, but he's had his moments. In the ruck now, Coleman can't get there. Walsh gets it out of there nicely, off to Hollands. And now Kennedy drives it towards the top of the goal square here. One-on-one here, Charlie Curnow. It bounces nicely. Can he keep it in? No, it rolls through for a behind. To be the first score of the final term. Sorry, Butters. Thank you. So now Ashcroft plays on immediately and goes along with the kick to a 2-on-2. Well done there from Pidnet to take that mark. Christ, Cat. Fucking hell, that stinks. You farted, didn't you? Jesus Christ. Pidnet goes along with the kick. Cripps gets held without it. That'll be a free kick. So now Paddy Cripps has the football and drives it inside the forward 50. Long kick to a 1-on-1. Up goes Curnow and Mackay. They spoil each other. That's not good to see. McInerney comes in, drags that in almost. He could be in trouble here. And he dragged it in. He's gone. No, he didn't get pinned for it, actually. That's pretty... I don't know about that. I think maybe Curnow dragged it in. Back in the ruck again. Pidnet knocks it down. Kennedy comes through. Can't bring it with him. Honey tries to get a boot to ball. Can't either. Great work there from Chera. Kicks it towards goal. He's got it, I think. He has. So Carlton get an early one. Good finish there from Chera. That's their second goal since the first quarter. Good work there from Chera in the forward stoppage. We have seen Brisbane fade out in the last quarter earlier in the season against Melbourne. Now, granted, there was a little bit different circumstances, but we have seen Brisbane fade out of a game real quick, and Melbourne caught right up with them late in that game. So, Brisbane are prone to it. However, Carlton have got to do a lot more in this game to win it. Chera did very well here, though. So Pidnet knocks it down. Cripps can't get there. Well done there from Ashcroft to get the football, but he leaves it behind. Still bumbling around in there. Well done there from Dunkley. Gives off the handball to McKenna, but it bumbles back under Dunkley's arms, and it'll be another ball up. Pidnet knocks it. So now Pidnet over the top of Chera. And now Walsh kicks it inside the forward 50. Been pretty quiet tonight, Sam Walsh. Great work there from Payne. Dove forward like a slipscatcher and takes a great mark. Payne's had a brilliant night tonight for Brisbane. Has the football now and kicks it long down the wing to a pack of players. McInerney's one of them. Does well to tap it behind him. McCarthy just sockers it forward, not to no avail. Doherty over the top of the side. Now Hollands and now Chera. Short little kick down the wing. Great kick on the left foot. So now Charlie Curnow takes the mark. Kicks it inside the pocket to his maiden, Mackay. Great spoil from in front there from Harris Andrews, and it rolls out of bounds. So now in the ruck, McInerney and Pidnet. Pidnet knocks it down. Neale tries to break through. He's thrown that, Neale. Had to be a throw. That's a shocking call from the umpire. And now Wiedering's going to get the free kick for a hold outside 50. So Wiedering should be able to drive it back in. But Carlton have got to have a better technique to going inside here. They can't just bomb it long. They've been doing it all night. It has not worked. So it goes in short, finds Chera. Again, they don't have any options though. But it looks like they've actually... No, I was going to say they learned from their lesson. But it's actually a nice little kick there. Silvani snaps around on the left boot. It's a poor kick though. And Payne takes the mark. So now Payne has the football. Last line of defence. He's played brilliantly tonight. So now Payne kicks it long. Down towards the outer wing. Up goes Rayner. Probably should have marked it in the end. Wiedering handballs it backwards down to Walsh. Now Sard works it back on his left boot. Short little kick to Silvani. Worked well. Good mark. 55 out from goal, Silvani. If Carlton do want to somewhat get back in this game for an absolute miracle comeback, they have to goal now. Goes long towards the 450. Curnow from 4 deep. Wilmot probably blocked him then. It wasn't though, as she goes through 4 behind. So now McKenna goes in short. That's gone about 8 metres. But Berry gets paid the mark. He goes short, finds Coleman. So Carlton, they've got 15 and a half minutes to pull something out from nothing. They've played very poorly tonight, but maybe, just maybe, they could catch back. They kick the first goal of this final term. Kemp does well to give but only goes down to McCarthy. Berry over the top to Hipwood. And now Bailey. He's already kicked forward tonight. Drops the ball. Doesn't get tackled though, so it's play on. Chera goes inside with a very dangerous kick, but does find Newman. He's got Sard on his left. Decides Newman to kick it long out towards the wing. Good kick in the end. He finds Kennedy. It's been okay so far since he came on. Good kick finds Charlie Curnow. And now he goes long with the kick, Charlie. Goes long to a one-on-one. It's actually a brilliant kick. And he finds... Wait, what's happened here? Oh, it's a free kick off the ball against Harry Mackay. That is poor. That was actually a really good play there from Carlton. But Harry Mackay has been very frustrated. For that? So it looks like, guys, the sub has been made. Jared Lyons has came into the game for Coleman. Now, he did have a little bit of an injury concern late in that third term. I don't know if they're just resting him or if they actually have genuine concern right now. But so he has been subbed out of this game. But now back to the play. McInerney gives off to Sharp. Sharp jams it back on the boot towards forward 50 for Brisbane. Coming through Kemp. He should get the ball. And he should have probably played on there, Kemp. It'll be a free kick to Wiedering in the defensive 50. Looks like Carlton want to switch it. Doherty is inside. Wiedering played on without any sort of thought to what he was going to do next. Good kick. He finds Newman. Hewitt leads up. He'll get the ball. Nice little lead. He should go to Ed Curnow here probably. Or decides not to, actually. So, they're still moving so slowly here, Carlton. Hewitt goes long to a one-on-one. Mackay is the one. Goes up, can't bring it down. Now on the ground, Chincotta tries to run towards it. Wilmot runs over it. Drags it in there, Neil, but gets it out. Now Ed Curnow does nicely. Gives it to Honey. And Honey with a great little blistering kick to Durden, but he drops it. And now he goes long with the kick with a one-on-one. Back goes with a flight there, Mackay. But Hewitt, great mark. Great work. Hewitt goes in short. Good kick. He finds Chera. He's been pretty good in this last quarter. Great little handball. Good kick over the top to Sard. Now Carlton moving it short, but it's actually getting a nice little distance. And now Ed Curnow goes inside. Not the best kick, but Durden, good pick up. He goes into the forward pocket with players everywhere at Carlton. And Akers gives it off to Motlop. And Carlton get their second of the last quarter. And they have a little bit of breath in life here. There are signs of life here for Carlton. There's still 13 minutes to play. It's only 26 points. I mean, I couldn't, surely, but how... I mean, you can't count them out just yet. Great pick up there from Durden. And he kicked it. He saw Akers on his own in the pocket, and he immediately went, gave it to Motlop, and there's still over 13 minutes to go in this game to kick 5 goals. There's still time. Carlton have dominated this last quarter. Brisbane have stopped, and like I said earlier, Brisbane have had a tendency in the past to stop when they've got a game won. So Silvani has the football, gives off the handball to Cripps, off to Chera. Now Carlton all of a sudden able to run. Doherty goes over the top with a great kick. Ainsworth went in for the body. Probably could have been a little bit dangerous, but Kennedy, great mark, goes inside, great kick to Curnow, can't bring it down, but Holland's over the back, can't bring it with him though. That was poor, and Sharp did nicely, short little kick, that was a pretty poor kick to be honest. McCluggage gets it away, wide kick out, but it looks like Kemp will get there first here for Carlton. In fact, it's Doherty, goes in short to Mackay, he fumbles it though. Even though Carlton are keeping themselves somewhat in this game, they're still fumbling a lot here, Carlton. They're still not being clean. So now back in the ruck again. Silvani thumps it forward. Just gets over the top of Ainsworth. Motlop leaves it behind. Now McCluggage, probably held without it to be honest. Now Ashcroft, one back to the 1-2. We'll get a high one there. Playing onto the call. Brisbane keep going. Danaher to Rayner, who just threw it away. Ash should be holding the ball. Doesn't get it though. Just got a foot to it probably. Hewitt off to Chincotta. Now Carlton can go. Ed Kerner's going to go and he gets dragged down from Hipwood. And Brisbane go immediately. Rayner kicks it long towards the top of the goal square. 2-on-2. Gunston out the back. It's a terrible bounce though. And McGovern, if he's clean, they're away. Gets the football. Gives the handball out wide. And Carlton just get saved by the skin of their teeth. Hollands over the top to Curnow. Good kick. They want to move here, Carlton. He gives the handball immediately and Hollands keeps going. Good play. He goes in short to Doherty. Good kick. They've got Hollands again on the move. He gives it to him. Poor handball though. Gets it back though, Doherty. Gives it off to Motlop. Motlop's got time. Kicks it towards the top of the 50. There's 3-on-2 in Carlton's favour. Durden goes up. Can't bring it down. Good spoil. That's another behind. It's back to 25 points. And suddenly Carlton have some life. Great work coming back with the flight there, Harris Andrews, to knock that through for a behind. But all of a sudden, Carlton, for the first time in this game, really, have actually moved the ball quickly. So in the spoil does nicely there. Silvani over the top to Akers. Now Kennedy didn't get a foot with that. Probably should be gone. Ashcroft gets it off to McInerney. He kicks it towards the boundary. That will be deliberate if it goes out. Actually, no, probably won't. It'll stay in. Great work there from Kemp. Just took it out of bound. He's played pretty well tonight, Brody Kemp. First 2 games of the year last week. Had a brilliant game. Been pretty good tonight as well. Chris Fagan's not too happy at the moment with Brisbane. Fair enough. They've stopped. They've essentially just stopped at the moment. McInerney knocks it down. Neal gets tackled. Great work there from Carlton. Walsh tries to grab it out of the stoppage. Eventually gets onto it. Wilmot leaves it behind. Eventually gives off the handball to Ashcroft. Great tackle there from Cripps. Will be a ball up. True centre wing on the broadcast side. Just under 11 minutes to go in this game of footy. Carlton down by 25 points, but finally in this game, they're actually somewhat playing the football they needed in this game. Ashcroft kicks it away from the clearance. Does well, Hipwood to get the ball. Bailey's kick forward tonight. Back to Hipwood. Brisbane could shut the gate if they kick one now. Goes in short with a brilliant kick. And Danaher now should kick this goal and should shut the gate on Carlton's somewhat hopes of winning this game. The slim hopes that they were. Brisbane now have the chance to shut the gate. Little tick lead there from Danaher was absolutely brilliant. It was a great little read there from Hipwood to find him on the lead. And now Brisbane to shut this game shut, to finish this game. The thing is, Joe Danaher does have a tendency to miss these shorter goals. He's pretty close to goal. It's about a 35-metre kick. He comes in, kicks towards goal, Joe Danaher. No mistake there. He's kicked Brisbane home. Great finish there from Joe Danaher. He's kicked 2 tonight. He's had a pretty good night as well, Joe Danaher. Great play from Brisbane. Back to over a 30-point lead here for Brisbane. To a 31-point lead at the moment. So back in the ruck, Pitnet knocks it down. Chera comes through, can't pick it up, but he does well to keep it in front of him. Kicks it inside the forward 50. It's with ill-directed though. Should get there. Oh, poor bounce for Payne. Curnow tries to break past 3 tacklers, and he's gone. Looked like he got a handball away there, but umpire calls him for holding the ball. Payne will take the free kick in the back 50. Had a brilliant night. One of the best players on the ground, to be honest, with the fact that he's just locked down Curnow, who's been so dangerous this year. Up goes Kemp, spoils it down. Akers taps it inside. Good play. Gets it to Pitnet, and he kicks it towards the top of the 50. Goes back there, Wilmot. Probably should have brought it down. Curnow gives the handball backwards to Kennedy. Kennedy kicks it in short to Hollands. He takes the mark. Probably should go. He does. Hollands to kick Carlton. Gives him a little still bit of life. He kicks the goal. Back to 25 points. Great work there from Hollands. And Carlton now, right, they're still not really in it. They're still 5 goals down, but they're staying close enough just to keep Brisbane a little bit nervous. There's a little bit of a breath. There's a little bit of a heartbeat here for Carlton. Back in the ruck now. Pitnet just thumps it forward. I like when ruckmen do that. Gives them space. Curnow knocks it down. And now Kennedy has some time. Kicks it towards the top of the goal square. It's 2-on-2. Curnow at the back. But Payne with a great mark. Payne has had a brilliant night tonight for Brisbane. Goes long down towards Dunkley. Can't bring it down though. Hits the ground. Wait, how's that a free kick to Dunkley? That was a shocking decision. I can't believe he paid that. There was nothing in it. There was no free kick for it. Akers didn't touch him. That's a shocking decision. Anyway. So now Dunkley has the football on the outer wing. Kicks it long to a pack of players. Now out the back, Chincotta. Probably threw that in the end. Doherty at the Sard. Inside to Chera. Now Carlton have got to go. Newman has the football now. Usually a pretty good user with the football. He goes out towards the wing. It's a good kick. Mackay, a long way from goal. That should be 50. Surely that's 50. Berry doesn't give it away, though. Mackay has the football on the wing at the moment. Again, doesn't have an option, though. So he has to go out wide. It's a long kick out to Ed Curnow. Harris Andrews comes across. Shepherd's for Payne. Payne almost left it behind. Eventually just fumbles it out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in on the commentary side wing. 8 minutes to go. Brisbane should have it locked up from here. Best on ground probably tonight is Josh Dunkley. He's had a brilliant night for Brisbane. Probably his best game in Brisbane colours as well. In the ruck now, Pitnet just kicks it forward. Payne in front, can't bring it down. Silvani did well. Now Durden handballs it inside. Good handball to Hollands. And now Chera gets tackled from behind. That's a free kick. McCarthy took him high. Been very quiet tonight, Lincoln McCarthy. So Chera gets the free kick. He's been really good tonight. Probably one of Carlton's best. So now Chera wheels around on the left to get a little bit more distance on the right boot. Cripps plays for the free kick, doesn't get it. Now Lester takes the ball and just takes it to ground. Well done there from Honey to bring him to ground, be a ball up. 7.5 minutes to go in this last quarter. If Carlton want to bring their slight hopes of winning this game to life, they had to kick one here. In the ruck, Pitnet knocks it forward. Wilmot, nice little handball, gives it out to Berry, kicks it out towards the wing. Now Doherty, if he's clean, he'll be right. Good little handball to Hollands. He goes back to Doherty. Doherty, he's got an option in the pocket. Nice little handball to Akers. Akers wheels around on his left boot, kicks it towards the top of the goal square. Curnow can't bring it down. Rolls out of bounds in the pocket here for Carlton. And Payne's on the ground at the moment. He's not looking the best. He's okay now. He's up. He's alright. Forward pocket here for Carlton. 7 minutes to go. They've absolutely dominated this last quarter. After Brisbane have dominated this game to this point. In the ruck, Pitnet tries to sock it out of the air. I don't know about that. Walsh gives out the handball. McCluggage gets tackled well there from Motlop. Be ball up. So now in the ruck, the umpire throws it up again. McInerney taps towards the boundary. Good play. Dunkley just leaves it behind. Plays for the free kick and he gets it. Dunkley's had a brilliant night. Gets the free kick. Goes long with the kick. It's a pretty poor one, though. This will be cut off. Doherty couldn't get there. Hollands runs past it. Wilmot gets the football. Handballs it out wide. Good handball. Finds Berry. Now Ashcroft has heaps of time. Gives over the handball to Hipwood. And Hipwood goes long with the kick. It's a poor, ill-directed kick, though. Newman should take it. Now Carlton have got to go. They've got a couple of options inside. Hollands is one of them. Honey and Berry wrestle for the football, but now back on the play. Honey left it behind. McGovern still has time. Hollands. He's had a pretty good last term. That was poor, though. McCarthy. Again, another poor handball. Doherty shepherds for his teammate. Does nicely. Hewitt over the top to Doherty. Now Doherty kicks it long. It's actually a good kick. 3 men on the 50. Durden doesn't mark it, but Dunkley, a brilliant night. Does nicely to work back and take that mark. He's huffing and puffing. He's got his hands on his knees at the moment, Dunkley. But he's worked hard. They needed him to lift tonight with the loss of one of their most experienced players in Zorko. Goes in short. He finds Dunkley again. He's racking them up tonight. They turn it over here, Carlton. Durden kicks a goal! And Carlton are a slight chance. There's 5 minutes to go. There's 4 goals to kick. There is still a chance. There's faintest of hopes here for Carlton. Poor play coming out the back there. I actually missed it. I was looking at something then. Just trying to see. So Dunkley went in short to Andrews. It was a poor kick. It went behind Andrews, and then Durden was reading it well, caused the turnover, and kicks the goal. That was the worst thing Dunkley has done all night. It was a poor kick. It was a lazy kick going back to Andrews. We saw him grab his hands on his knees before Dunkley, so he was definitely tired. But Carlton have had 16 inside 50s in this last quarter to just 4 for Brisbane. So if Carlton can continue in these last 5 minutes to get it inside forward 50, they're every chance. Pitnet grabs it out of the ruck immediately and kicks it forward. Poor kick, though. And then Gunston takes the mark. Goes in short out wide. Good kick finds Ainsworth. So Ainsworth now been pretty good tonight. Nora Ainsworth. He goes long. Towards the 50 line here. Hipwood leaves it behind. Does well there Lincoln McCarthy to get to the ball. Just dribbles it inside the forward 50. Who will get there first? Lyons gets the bounce that he wanted. Top of the goal square. Free man. Oh, he drops it sharp. But he's had a good night. And he deserves to finish with a goal. They should be home now, Brisbane. Surely. So that's his first goal in AFL footy there, Sharp. And he's had a good night. He may not have had a lot of touches, but when he's touched it, like I've said, he's done well with the football. He's only had the 13 touches, but he's had 11 kicks, 3 marks, a couple of tackles. He's had a good night. So Brisbane are home now. In the ruck, Danaher knocks it down straight to the front of the stoppage. It was great play. McCluggage goes inside the forward 50. Leading forward there, Hipwood can't bring it down. Kemp has time, goes to the handball to Curnow. Curnow goes back to Newman, and Newman goes across. Good kick, finds Sard. Sard gives the handball off to Wiedering, and now Wiedering goes across the ground. Good kick, finds McGovern. He's got a player on the run here. It's Chera. Doesn't give it, so now goes inside. Good kick, finds Pitnet. Pitnet wants to go. Doesn't really have many options though. Should go out to the outer side, but decides to go long on the commentary side. And then Akers leaves it behind. Gunston gives it over to Lyons. Been pretty okay since he's came on the ground. Berry has heaps of time to work with the football. Good kick inside. Finds Hipwood. So now Hipwood goes out wide. Finds Ainsworth. Good find. And now he's got a couple of options inside the pocket. He's got Berry as one. Bailey's another. But he decides to just hold it. Again, there's a lead here on the top of the 50. Should have kicked it to him. And now goes to the top of the goal square. 2-on-2. And now McCarthy comes across. Can't bring it down. And now Sard over to Walsh. And Walsh goes in short to find McGovern. Good kick. So Brisbane will be happy with this win tonight. Despite them letting Carlton get back into it in the final quarter. They've played really well. Walsh gets tackled well there from Dunkley. And he'll be gone. How is that not holding the ball? They're back in the ruck now. Danaher gets pushed out of there. Pitnet knocks it down. Cripps gives it back to Pitnet. He kicks it towards the forward 50. Up goes Charlie Curnow. Can't bring it down though. Andrews gives off the handball to McCluggage. And McCluggage jams it towards the forward 50. A couple of Carlton players go up. Good play there from Wiedering, but it's only as far as Berry. He has heaps of time. Kicks it inside the forward pocket. Charlie Curnow and Cameron in a one-on-one. He can't bring it down. He's been held by Kemp. That should have been a free kick. Doherty gives it off to Sard. Now Sard has a bit of a run with it. Just playing around with it. Doesn't really have many options. So it goes out wide. Pretty weird looking kick. Bounces to Ed Curnow. He gets there. He kicks it out wide. Good kick. He finds Chin Cotter. Chin Cotter has the football. Kicks it inside the forward 50 to a one-on-one. Mackay's the one. He can't bring it down. Good spoil there from Andrews. Straight back to Gunston. And now Gunston goes out wide. Good find. He finds Leicester. Brisbane are going to win tonight. They're going to win it well. It probably should be a better score line, but Carlton did catch back in this final quarter. Short kick. That was out in the fall. So for a 43,000 crowd, so many have left right now. It looks pretty bare in this game. Hipwood comes through. Can't bring it down. Now, Newman has time. Off to Pitternet. Walsh runs past it. Cripps just through that. Doherty. He's got Durden in front of him. Walsh has time, though. Gets tackled well there. Should have been gone. Comes through there. Durden can't bring it down. And now Hipwood just thumps it inside the forward 50. You got Charlie Cameron in a running race here with Kemp. It tumbles. It tumbles. Could go through for a goal. No, it doesn't. Kemp takes it through for a behind. So now Brisbane working inside the forward 50, and it's Berry who has the football. Has a short little option. It's Charlie Cameron, but it's just poor kick. Chera cuts it off. Chera kicks it inside. Good kick. Finds Durden. Now Carlton have a little bit of space to work into here. It's Matt Kennedy. He's got Walsh on the overlap. Good kick. He finds him. Now Chinkotto's got him in a short kick. It's a good kick. Finds Chincotta. Immediately goes. Good play there from Chincotta. Has some time. Kicks it inside, not the best kick, smothered. Silvani can't get there. Chincotta, good tackle there on Leicester. Leicester smothers it out of there. Good tackle there on Starskovic. It'll be a ball up. Mitch Robinson's at the footy tonight. So now, Kennedy from the stoppage kicks towards goal. He may have actually got this, Kennedy. Good finish. Matthew Kennedy coming out of the stoppage has actually kicked a brilliant goal. Since coming on, Matt Kennedy's had 13 touches, 2 tackles, kicked a goal, and had 3 clearances. So I think he's done everything he can to get back into the 22 next week. So Mitch Robinson, absolute character. Love to see him in the crowd. He's a great person. I'm very surprised that Brisbane didn't give him much last year. And now a 6-6-6 rule goes against Carlton. They gave away one earlier in the game, and now Brisbane will get the free kick. McInerney now kicks it inside the forward 50 to a pack of players. It's not really directed well. Crabs goes Cameron, can't bring it down, but Hipwood! Oh, they paid it. So to kick a nice little cherry on top here for Brisbane, Hipwood's taking it inside 50 with a great pack mark. There's a long kick there from McInerney, for really no one in particular. And Hipwood's brought it down. Great mark there from Hipwood. And the second stick down now. Hipwood comes in to kick for goal. 10 seconds to go. Brisbane would love a last one. Just icing on the cake for a great trip down to Melbourne tonight. Hipwood comes in. Kicks towards goal. Looks pretty nice. Eric Hipwood seals the game with a nice goal. And there's the siren. Brisbane win a massive game here in Melbourne tonight. They're pretty good at Marvel Stadium, but it's always good for the Brisbane team to come down to Melbourne and win a great game. Alright guys, so the final scores are 11-8, 74 to Carlton, and for Brisbane, massive win over in Victoria. They have a pretty good record at Marvel, but not always in Victoria, but a great win, 15-10, 100, caps off a massive win. 3 votes, probably, in my opinion, go to Josh Dunkley. He had a brilliant game for Brisbane. 2 votes, I'd probably give to... I'd probably give it to Charlie Cameron. He kicked 2 goals, couple of goal assists, 6 tackles. That's good enough. And then the 1 vote, I know he's not going to have a lot of touches, to be honest, but I have to give it to Payne. He had a brilliant game on Charlie Curnow. Kept him only to 1 goal and kept him really quiet throughout the whole night. So those are my 3 votes for this game, guys. But thanks for watching the stream today. I'll probably be streaming live tomorrow as well for the Adelaide-Geelong game. But thanks for watching today, guys. That's all from me, so I'll catch you all later.